You know, the things that we do around this place just keep continuing to grow. Gutsick Gibbon made a video about yours truly. Plus, we will be reacting to some of these creatard fools on the internet. Folks, things are happening. I'm so glad you tuned in. It's time for gaming and shaming.
She got that sweet juice, Minute Maid, summer vibe, that lemonade. Take a sip, blowing purple clouds, taste like lemon haze. Conversations back and forth like damn, we could go on for days. Looking back at it like damn, she bad when she walk away. Here we go, been down this road, they already know. When we go on tour, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. People talk about us like they understand just what this is. I just wanna give you all you want and then the double it. They all say I'm way too young, maybe I'm just ignorant. I won't find nobody like you on some real shit. Spend a couple hours on the phone. Hey, I don't wanna let you go. I'll be all about you, babe. I'll be all about you, babe. Saying so unless you don't know, they won't find what we got and that gon' drive me crazy.
Listen to me, God's people, get out before it gets hot. If you can't take the heat, you better get out of this kitchen right now, because I'm sick and tired of full-out war going on. God's people, bunch of filthy sodomite perverts. And if you don't like to get out of here, let me tell you something.
Sal
I'm sick
is
of it.
over there
I'm not gonna back down.
I'm not gonna back
backing
down.
me up on this. And you know what? You
I
are
am sick of
insane.
people
You're
not
gonna
backing
back
me
us
up
Let me
on
tell you
this.
something. God's people, you are insane.
God's
I don't want to hang around with a bunch of fag hags.
insane.
You are
A bunch
insane.
of
And a bunch of
filthy,
queer baits.
fag
And a bunch of
queer
effeminates.
baits.
Get out. I don't
Get
love
out.
God. I read the Bible. I'm just a brainwashed fool. Let me tell
I'm
you
so
something.
sick
I can't
of
think
people
for
not
myself.
backing
God's people, they're sodomites. They're dogs. That's what the Bible
I am
calls them.
taking
Dogs.
over the
God's
internet.
People, dogs.
Famous
I'm just a
people are making
brainwashed
videos
fool.
about me.
I'm sick of it.
What? You are watching the rise of Before we get over to Bread of Life, let's check this one out. This is called Bread of Life.
Paul doesn't say any
Can I
about,
get an
about
amen,
that in his
Kenny?
credentials when he himself gives his own credentials in Philippians 3 and Galatians and Romans. And...
Well, sure he did. As persecuting the church, right? As persecuting.
So the
Guys,
point-
where are
I
we going
seen
with
Sal.
this?
Nowhere. Where you going? Nowhere.
Oh,
I
Sal
don't
is so
need two
toxic.
Christians in here arguing.
Sal,
guys.
you
This
should
is
quit
a-
making
Over
science
this
content.
stupid thing. I'm
Sal,
sorry,
do yourself
this
a
is
favor.
Stupid,
No longer say the word science ever.
disagreement.
I agree
Paul
with
had
that.
a revelation.
This is the science
from heaven.
version of kill
That's
yourself.
the end of it. I don't want to
Kill
hear any more
your
about it.
scientific
Seriously, this is
ambitions
absolutely-
immediately.
Yeah,
No
I
longer
agree.
represent
No,
yourself
connect
as a
this to the
scientific
statement that was raised,
expert.
Rebecca. You raised it.
ever. Permaban.
This
being
is a
canceled.
threat to our system.
Kenny, this is
for
a threat
instance,
to
go
our
back to
system.
Corinthians.
Paul was talking about.
Paul was, the women should remain silent.
The women should remain silent.
Doctrinal standards. The women were over talking the message.
Maybe they
Over talking the message.
Standing up and saying, "What does that mean,
Kind of like
preacher?"
the creatards.
Shut up! Will you
Over talking the message.
Shut up!
And a woman can't teach over me. And so,
Casey,
there's an order.
Did I see your above me?
Sparks are
So then
coming.
how-
Sparks
how
are
do you-
coming.
Can't stand sound. Oh, appreciate that.
Fireworks. I
Appreciate
love
that. Yeah,
fireworks.
it's a problem.
Unless you're planning on going into my
It's a
kitchen
problem.
and slapping some ham between two slices of bread, this conversation is
This
over.
conversation is over. I want to send a shout out to my best friend LPP, who has been working hard to promote my channel. I just want to say LPP logically probably pissed off Man, I just don't know where I'd be without you and your high-quality scientific critiques. The wonderful collegialism that you showed me. You know, it reminds me of Jordan Peterson. You know, sort of the Jordan Peterson, William Lane, Craig crowd, that sort of real high-minded, super educated, multiple PhD type of flow. That's how it flows, guys. That's how it flows.
I don't even know what would happen to you if you fully believed
Guys,
it.
I'm being irresponsible. I can't be a YouTube pervert tonight. I have a headache. I have a headache from crying because I was so moved by Gutsick Gibbon's moving tribute to the United States champion of World Wrestling Entertainment. It really moved my soul. But I cried a lot, and I have a headache. That's how that works. That's how it flows. Why? Because I wasn't intelligently designed. I didn't have a creator who could separate good tears from bad tears and decide not to give me pain when I cry too many of the good tears.
It is only the individual, after all,
who suffers. Now I got a fucking happy headache. And during the intro, I got to go take Tylenol.
Does not suffer.
The group does not suffer. I'm suffering. Rest in peace to my former life before Gutsick Gibbon's video. It's too terrifying.
Will be again rationalized and justified.
The group doesn't suffer.
Benefits for the future of the group.
It's just not fair. It's just not fair.
And thank you.
Wow, he said, "Up yours, woke moralist. We'll see who cancels who." Wow. This the stuff that they say. Nah, I haven't ripped into James Tour myself. Maybe I will. What up, Third Funk? I see you. How you doing? I see you. I see you, Third Funk.
Dude, you have to act like a fucking adult, bro.
Dude, you gotta act like a fucking adult, bros.
Fuck what you talking about.
In terms of reality.
Stupid ass house nigga.
You know, you stupid ass house niggas gotta learn to start acting like fucking adults around here.
Phony Christians.
Whoever fucking talks next while I'm talking is
You're like childish, the way you fucking curse so goddamn fucking much.
If I get interrupted, you're gone.
What's going on with
I mean, these fucktards act like they literally just fucking heard curse words for the first fucking time.
If you can't handle
like you never heard a fucking curse word ever in your fucking life, you just gotta say fuck all the time. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I ain't playing with your ass. Don't call up and play with me.
Go, like, play with the children, okay?
You the devil. You the devil.
All right, flying disciple man.
Is the true God. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
If you can't handle
fuck what you think. I'm here to fight, y'all.
Don't come.
Fighting has been very prosperous to me lately.
There's no hell. Cut that bitch off. Turn that poop into wine.
Turn that poop into wine. Turn that poop into wine. Turn that poop into wine. Turn that poop. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know how much Sal I can handle. I'm supposed to be here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate our takeover. I don't know if I can handle all that, Sal. You know. Let's start the show. Guys, that's not good. Guys, where's the sound though? Ruh-roh. That's what we call not good. Let's work on. Let's work on that. I bet you it's over here because all the things I've been doing. Oh. Let's see. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Where's the? Oh, I know what I did. I did a bad thing, guys. Did a bad thing. Not getting. What did I do? God damn it, guys. We went over this. Earlier, guys. We talked about this. The wise man. We said this is how you do it, folks. That's all. There you go. That's better. Don't worry, guys. The AV team's getting it together. We're working on it. Please welcome your host. He is the wise man of the Sacred Death Motorcycle Club. He is the sexiest man in all of Word Wrestling Entertainment. He is the most entertaining man in the history of evolutionary biology. He is the virtual visionary. Mr. Dual PhD himself. Please give it up for the architect of the atheist apocalypse, the only man to have his vest
Jackie's back, bitches. That shit with Gutsick Gibbon, I thought that was a prank at first, but that shit is kind of fire. Y'all kind of blowing up out here. I see what y'all doing. Y'all doing big things right now. I appreciate it.
None other than the outlaw.
Still a bunch of atheist perverts and you need Jesus.
The one and only Jesus who can save us. Dr. Heartbreak J. Pocket Locker BUNDY. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I got the look that drives the girls while I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like their God ain't real. 'Cause I'm a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just the US champ. US champ. I'm not a fucking chump. Get your, let's go! Woo! Eat your heart out, girls. Hands off the merchandise. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Welcome everybody to a very, very, very special edition of Gaming and Shaming. I am your host with the most from the East Coast. It is the one and only Pocket Locker, aka J Bundy, aka Gutsick Gibbon, Sick Gibbon. Folks, if you don't know the news, on the big hookup that is happening through the interwebs, folks, I don't know how to tell you this, but I realized today, folks, that I'm in love, folks. I don't know how else to say it, man. I'm just in love, and you know, I'm trying to slide up in Gutsick Gibbon's DMs, you know. I'm trying to become more acquainted and then more acquainted and then more acquainted, you know. But everybody's got to start somewhere. And so for right now, a man can only dream, but the one and only Gutsick Gibbon made a video about the United States champion. Now, for those of you that don't know, whether you're a heathen or a believing, agnostic or indifferent, we're here for you to gather around the refiner's fire. Take a load of the man whose name is on the Marquis de Sade and lights. Join the late night crew at what we like to call the first church of the cult of the flying man. And like most churches, when you show up, you don't just jump into the program. That would be lame and tacky, and it really wouldn't help build the old fellowship and community identity. So what we do, folks, is we gather around, we listen to a little music, we celebrate our communion, we get the vibe right. You know, we say, hey, neighbor, how you been, neighbor? I missed you. Haven't seen you since the last stream. How you been? You know, that type of thing, folks. And the best way to do that is to officially get in airplane mode with my cousin, the one and only OG Roddy, who has recently released his new album, La Guardia. You need to not walk, not run, not hop, but rent you a motherfucking PJ and fly over to itsairplanemode.com and get this motherfucking music. Lay back, folks. Relax. It's going to be a tremendously fun, exciting broadcast where we celebrate the growth of our broadcast. Amen. Hallelujah.
Ready for takeoff?
Working hard on my stump, what's the problem? I ain't had shit to show, being modest. Now it's grams of the wax for my conscience. Brown James in LA, you're on college. I've been jumping on them planes like a hobby. Still moving with the pack like my partners. Shut the John on them jets, cause you wildin'. But the bowl is a party on the island, moment of silence. So good, get back to the topic. Grew up, it was me and Flocka. Grandma's and Big T, this my mama.
Y'all know your life is good when your favorite YouTuber, what are your favorite YouTubers? Folks, you know your life is good when one of your favorite YouTubers makes a YouTube video about you, and then you celebrate by listening to one of your favorite rappers on stream, who happens to also be your favorite cousin. Oh, god damn, it's good to be me.
Niggas is distant, know you get cropped if you not in the picture. And I made that tag and went got a bag. Shots to the Henny and OG prescriptions, put rebel shit on the map. Took a leap from where I started at, started balling now. Chris Paul and Cass, got them steady calling for the mode.
But I'm on the road, gotta call him back.
And that's all fact.
Now, can I tell you guys the sad part about being me? When you have this many good things happen to you in one day, some good news just gets buried. Some good news just gets buried. I feel so bad, guys. For those of you that paid attention to last night's stream, and it was a long one, we worked on a workshop presentation for an Avita Ed workshop that I gave today that was 90 minutes that I presented on my digital evolution education software that I work on. And I presented to the Biology and Mathematics Educators Institute, BIOME. Shout out to the Biology and Mathematics Educators Institute. Your boy Pocket Locker received a very warm welcome. I had a very productive workshop where I instructed other collegiate instructors about how to use that evolutionary biology to
indoctrinate children.
Indoctrinate children? Why would you want to do that? For that? Oh, people don't like that. But where do you get so that you can
indoctrinate children?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. In my case, my funding comes courtesy of the National Institute of Health, the National Science Foundation, and 2 very prestigious public universities. Wait, you take money from the government to indoctrinate children? Oh, because I'm an atheist and I just want to sin. I just want to sin. I wake up in the morning and I want to sin. In the afternoon, I want to sin. In the evening, I want to sin. Late at night, I just want to sin. And when you pay me to sin, oh, that's just... That's right, folks. I have sold my soul to the flying man. Now, listen, folks, that's a great thing to celebrate. But if you didn't notice, when I say this is the cult of the flying man, what I really mean is this is the cult of the flying man. And those... What? What? I heard you, doubter. I heard you. I won't tolerate this doubt. I won't stand for it. I will not stand for this type of disrespect on my goddamn channel. I will not stand. You made me do it. 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 You know, I'm just trying to have a good old friendly evening of gaming and shaming, having some fun gaming with my friends and making fun of people that are really stupid on the internet, you know. And then I just hear the spirit of doubt telling me the fucking theists are here. There's new theists in our community, and they don't believe that we're legitly like a ministry. Go fuck yourselves, theists. Okay? It is motherfucking communion time. It's time to sing our goddamn communion song. Sorry, we're not theists. We don't do crackers and grape juice. We do actual alcohol and actual weed. Raise your glasses and hold on to your asses. Through him, with him, in him, in the unity of the flying man. All glory and honor is yours who flied for our sins forever and ever. You may drink. Oh, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. Oh, I had to turn it up in my headphones a little bit. Oh, man, that's so beautiful. What a great job. What a great job. That worship team, you know, they're so consistent. They've recently been featured on various little clips and videos throughout the internet because, you know, they're just fucking blowing up, doing big things. So guys, let's check this out real quick. This one comes to us courtesy of Gutsick Gibbon, the one and only Miss Erica, scientist, science communicator, broadcast superstar, all around foxy lady. And this is called Internet Layman versus one single lonely scientist who, by the way, before we see this, I would just like to offer my critique of this content. Hang on a sec. Let me hook you guys up with a little bit different view here. I was set up for gaming, but we'll change the setup a little bit here so you guys get a good look at this, you know? I know you guys are so excited. You want to get a real good... You're like, Jay, but it's not in full screen. You know, we can't see it in full screen, and we're going to complain. We're going to call the YouTube people on you. Jay, don't get canceled over not in full screen. All right, so look, here it is. Now, I would just like to offer my honest critique about what you're about to say. I would just like to say that the evolutionary biologist that you're about to see is a terrible scientist. I think he's a hack. I think he's full of shit. I think he doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. And at the end of the day, he's just trying to get by on his good looks. You know, and I really won't stand for that. I think that's terrible. And I think he really ought to be made to stop that immediately. Very unscientific to rely on being a sexy boy. It's not good methodology, guys. It just isn't. It's so good, guys. It's just so good.
Hello, my gentle and of course very modern apes. This is a break from your regularly scheduled programming to cover something interesting, or at least interesting.
First off, Erica, you lovely, lovely person. Let me just explain a couple things to you. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Definitely one of my favorite YouTubers made a YouTube video about me. That was pretty incredible. But let me just say, I cried a lot of tears and it gave me a headache. So you owe me an apology for that. But this was great, and I just want to say I'm extra honored that I merited a break from the normally scheduled programming. You know, I feel like not only did Erica, you know, make this video, she made a point to say, hey guys, I'm not just lazy. I wasn't just like out of content. I didn't have anything to talk to you guys about. I don't like not have stuff coming up. I just had to take a break from all of that to bring you this stunningly beautiful evolutionary biologist who, by the way, has very little intelligence to say, but man, is he just a piece of purple man candy in a robe.
Interesting to me. You might be out there thinking,
interesting to her. Y'all see the vibes. Y'all see the vibes.
Library of Errors. Where is the wild tale of human evolution? Where is a classic hit piece on some ding dong on the internet? Where is perhaps the start of the coverage of the Young Earth Creationist manga, The Truth Chronicles, by my nemesis Tim Shaffey?
Thank you guys. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Today we're going to be looking at a small clip, and we're going to be discussing
Glad to see you
how
all
this
gathered.
clip applies to the culture at large.
The culture at
Specifically,
large.
How it represents perhaps a microcosm
Wow.
of the Young Earth Creationist, or generally evangelical Christian, outlook on life and outlook on science, and why this is, let's call it, problematic for now.
Yeah, let's call it a doubt
we're going
look.
to see is
Right?
between-
I should have coined this earlier, guys. We're gonna from now on call it the Christian doubt look on science. You know, because what it really is I realize that they're actually very concerned about science, right? And what they're trying to do is that when certain things get to be consensus or accepted by the evil, satanic, scientific cabal, what they ensure that they're there to do is be the last vestige of skepticism and reason. You know, and I was really thinking that in a type of ministry that really values the spirit of doubt, we ought to, you know, maybe try to extend more of an olive branch to these humble, definitely scientifically very astute and very well trained theists who are merely trying to exercise very reasonable degrees of skepticism. That's the point here.
an evolutionary biologist and like a bunch of young Earth creationists. It took place in the after show of an
Let's call
unimportant
it a
channel.
goddamn
I really
tragedy.
don't feel the need to source
It was pretty
the
bad.
The topic they're going to discuss is the LNCA long-term evolution experiment.
Shout out to the
1988,
LNCA lab.
An experiment began that aimed to monitor the evolutionary progress, or at least chart the changes, of 12 populations of E. coli in the lab. The experiment is considered a smash success in part because every single one of the 12
AKA a
populations
failure, according to
experienced a
them.
fitness increase. But perhaps the most surprising and interesting find was the ability of some of the populations, specifically the ARA3 group of E. coli out of the 12, to metabolize citrate in an aerobic environment, something the ancestral populations could not do. Part of the reason this is interesting is because the new strain of E. coli, which can do this special metabolism of citrate, is technically a different species from the ancestral population, which is
that's a
defined in
problem.
part by its
That's gonna be
inability
a problem.
to metabolize citrate in an aerobic environment. So not only did we get a real beneficial mutation observed in the lab, that is the duplication of the original CYT gene, but we also got a speciation event. So this is kind of your young Earth creationist's worst nightmare. Not only that, but this also meets the definition Michael Behe, a popular intelligent designer.
Guys, if you didn't hear what she just said, I'm going to translate for you. She said Jay has been trained by very astute evolutionary perverts to be a creationist worst nightmare. Like, that's a boy, man. That's high praise right there, folks. For a total scumbag bad guy like me who just wants to sin, to be told that you're all your Christian buddies' worst nightmare, walking and breathing in the body of a totally leftist black man, by the way, who also has bipolar and is crazy. Yeah, they're not gonna like that. They're definitely not gonna like.
I'm proponent put out of an irreducibly complex.
But I'm a killer motherfucking worship drummer, so take that, bitches. Sorry. I'll sit in the chair. Now. I'll calm down.
System evolving. I may have goofed some of the minute details there, but really the takeaway is that this experiment is hailed as a pretty important one, pretty monumental one for biology in general. There really isn't anybody out there who doesn't understand
a lot
the
of pressure
magnitude
live.
of what was done. And this experiment is still ongoing, so folks still do work in LNCA
Yes, socialist
lab
Dr.
and continue
Octagon,
to
that's me.
monitor the progress and evolution of these 12 populations of E. coli.
I get high sometimes and think I'm God.
For your ulcers,
You know what's
and
fucked
let's
up?
Watch this conversation.
Lena, you and I could talk about the very real experience of getting high sometimes. You literally think you're a God. And then sobering up, and instead of realizing it's all a pipe dream, realizing that as a plain ass primate, you're literally actually better than God. Right? You're like, dude, I thought I was high off the weed, but like, I was so high, I thought I was God. And then I woke up this morning and I realized God's a piece of shit. And I'm actually better on my worst day, because I can answer poof or drown correctly in under 30 seconds. Poof, by the way, guys, the answer is poof. You would prefer to poof all the people rather than drown them all, right? Let's not review poof or drown right now.
Play out. I'll be dipping in here and there to give my thoughts and opinions.
There was initially it was the after show for a evolution debate.
Oh, you guys were beating down on evolution again?
No, not too much tonight. It was more of a analysis of the debate itself.
Our boy in the bottom left, bathed in the purple lighting, is the hero of the story. I really like that line. You guys beating down on evolution again. Sounds like something that my uncle would say to me when I was play fighting with my bigger, stronger cousins who could definitely kick my butt. But, Erica, you getting the best of them again? And I'm like, yeah. Humor the kids.
Humor the kids.
At least I was going off about earlier is the guy that was in favor of evolution.
Unbelievable.
I mean, his talking points were hilariously bad and just didn't actually. I've interacted with him myself a couple times, and I know he doesn't actually understand the points he makes, and then he claims that they're proven beyond all doubt, and it's like, Okay, buddy.
Lesson number one,
pretty
turn
rich
on your
coming from
camera.
John Maddox,
Hang on,
because-
folks. This is a unique commentary opportunity right here. Because pandemic show, right? Like, it's really frustrating, right? And the problem with it is, and I've tried to, I forget who I was talking to that I tried to point this out recently, actually. That it's a problem because when somebody's just defending these positions, it's so much easier to do so if your actual identity is cloaked in layers of secrecy. So it's easier to just be a weirdo lurker than it is to actually be someone who represents your ideas in the chat. It's easier to be in the chat than it is to call into a show and actually have people hear your voice. And if you're being honest, tell people your name and where you're from, that type of thing that can sometimes happen. Or, you know, again, turn on your camera, right? And it's another critique that we do when we're talking about people like Taylor, the cell biologist who says science points to God, right? And one of the things I point out yesterday is that, like, she doesn't make it clear where she works. Now, allegedly, it's because, you know, people have bothered her or something like that. Like, it's a security concern. But she should also understand it's a credibility concern when we don't know who the hell you are, what university you supposedly work for, and who your goddamn funding sources are. And if you take a look at the presentation I presented today for other educators who know this type of shit, you'll notice that right on your title slide, you identify your university, any program you're in, your department a lot of times, your funding sources. Then usually you thank your lab mates and all your colleagues and all the people who help pay your bills. And so when you just skip all that, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. So I appreciate that comment about not turning your camera on. It's a whole issue with the transparency of these people overall, and she won't really talk about it too much, and I didn't have time to get into it at the time, but it's a real issue. And I wish we'd speak to it more, because if nothing else, it establishes sort of a more mutual, you know, sense of being, you know, exposed in public. And also, I think it helps facilitate good conversation, because we take away, you know, a lot of nonverbal communication and body language and stuff like that when our camera isn't on.
Of all the young Earth creationists that I've interacted with, he has one of the worst understandings of evolutionary theory. I have regularly seen him botch even the more simple concepts within the idea. I don't think that he could demonstrate that he comprehends even like the basic mechanisms behind evolution. For instance, once he told me that
Taco, I love that part. That's the
may be responsible for the hominin fossil record. What we're seeing is actually just morphologic variation within like one or two species. And on another occasion, he told me that if a human was born with wings, that evolutionists would be screaming from the rooftops that their idea is validated. No, Professor X, that's not how it works. John's also got this Google Drive full of papers that he claims supports his idea of intelligent design, because John is a young Earth creationist. This is something he definitely doesn't want you to bring up because he can't defend it, but he's also primarily pushing the ID talking points, as it were. I hate that phrase. It's such a cop-out.
Intelligent design, for those of you who don't stay up on the latest jargon.
Even the origins of life researchers and the evolutionists, they have these problems that they admit they can't solve. And it'll be that thing where it's the first line of the abstract, here's the stated problem. And then if you read down, you know, a little bit, maybe one or two sentences even, they will say, here's how we solve the problem in this paper. So John is really just using them to say, see, there was this problem, without actually criticizing the solution that they present. It's pretty lazy, but, you know, I've come to expect that from him. He also does a lot of arguments from incredulity, which, yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of these upper level papers would seem
This is another big problem, and she nails
what
this.
Fitness is, or like how natural selection works on populations. It would be kind of like someone who had never taken pre-algebra cracking open a calculus book and saying like, this is gibberish and nonsense. Like, how could anybody believe that this actually works? It's like, well, you do have to have a foundation to kind of wrap your head around those upper level concepts. If it's not clear, I don't like John. I think that he's rude and a bully, and I think that he generally has no idea what he's talking about.
Nothing this guy can say or do from this point forward that will convince me that he's not an absolute
all right, hang on a sec, guys. I want to try to keep up with the chat. I'd love to have a one-on-one with Jungle Jargon Taco. Just reach out to me and set it up. I think I put my link tree in this, video. So hit me up on social media or just join the Discord and send me a message. It's sad to see Cult of Dusty's viewer count right now. I'm sure I'd be thrilled if I got to whatever his sad viewer count is right now. But YouTube's an interesting journey, especially when you hear about some of the newer channels that are getting bigger, some of the older channels that are unfortunately falling off. Hopefully it goes in cycles, because I personally love to see people stay at it. And so it's interesting to see people kind of come back or find new ways to get back in the game. Ping me on Twitter, DM you, appreciate it. I'll check that out in a second. I should be able to do that back here. I should have my socials pulled up behind scenes. The upper level mathematics, algebra. Yeah, this is a great analogy. There's a bunch of those. And it's really interesting that Erica makes use of so many wonderful analogies. One, she's just really good at what she does, but two, also, her stuff is really well written. And so when she's taking the time to not only edit these pieces, but she really does. She's like I said, she's a superstar science communicator and teacher. I'm sure I would be absolutely going bonkers if I could just watch her in the classroom. I'm sure as a big science education nerd myself, I would be taking a lot of notes, but also just really excited. LPP is in fact the jerk. LPP, I got a message for you though. In all seriousness, in light of everything that's happened between us, from the U.S. champion straight to you, LPP. Where would I be without you? I only think about you. But no, seriously, y'all, it's all love. LPP's crazy, but that's what happens. We're out here looking for fights, and he's always down to really go at it. And he's always willing to have you back on or whatever. So he's somebody who definitely, as awful as he is in terms of his rationale and a lot of his tactics, he really doesn't bother me in sort of a broadcaster sense, right? Like it's sort of the, oh, he's gonna mute me or send me backstage for a little bit or whatever. But I also know he'll probably let me back on next time, and I would have a conversation with him. I think he digs plenty of his own graves, and I'm happy to let him do it. He thinks I don't even know how to read my own papers, so apparently we both feel the same level of, oh my God, this guy's a fucking idiot about each other. But at the same time, we managed to have interact with each other several times. And I'm sure if we were eating hot dogs or smoking some weed or getting some drinks together, we'd be able to get along and kind of Bible nerd out a little bit and, have some great conversations about what it's like to be content creators, and then have a cool debate and try to rip each other's head off and call each other a whole bunch of names, and then go to sleep, forget about it, and do the same thing the next day. And so I do actually appreciate that. But the irony is, where would I be without you? Love it.
Insufferable douchebag.
Which is why he has to shroud a lot of subjects in a language that he does understand, which is programming. Those ID proponents, they're always computer scientists or engineers.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, plus there's just no need.
Yeah, Lena, I appreciate that. Guys, smash that like button, hit the subscribe. Also, the shares when you guys share stuff and then other people come to the platform via your sharey links or whatever. The big YouTube algorithm pays attention to that. Also, guys, I want to introduce you guys to our little bot, Myron bot. If you're just hanging out, hit the lurk command. We have real channel points here, none of that fake stuff. But if you hit that lurk command every once in a while, !lurk, it'll let us know you're here. It'd also help you get a 10 times kind of bonus for your 10-minute window. You'll get 100 pocket change for every 10 minutes instead of just 10 because it'll mean you're active in the chat. Also, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, we're also love to be your fallback channel. You know, if you got other places to go, other streams, let us know what's happening. Let us know who's live. Let us know who's taking callers so we can call in and start some troubles. I am the United States champion of Word Wrestling Entertainment. I do want to start a fight and get into these violent word wrestling encounters because, like I said, I just want to sin. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys showing us some love. Thanks so much, Lena, and the rest of you guys. Also, appreciate the comments, man. I was explaining this to Cameron Bennett the other day. I said, YouTube loves me. Why? Because I might have like 4 viewers throughout a stream, but I have like 200 comments. Why is that? Because my crew are motherfucking power users. They're not just any old YouTube viewer around here. They are the elite of the motherfucking elite. And it just just the comment rate per person proves it. Basically, duh.
It's kind of not the thing. It's kind of thing to stay away from.
Jay is, of course, absolutely right here. One of science's greatest strengths is its mutability.
Off the top
the
rope. Erica off the top rope with the elbow drop.
So this older gentleman, Bible Research Tools,
guys, send me some suggestions for finishing moves for her.
Evidence for evolution. He wants to be shown the evidence, and then he says,
"We love science. We just."
Sorry, for those of you that don't know, we actually recreate Apologist in WWE Word. That's Word, not Word Wrestling. WORD, Word Wrestling Entertainment. We record the matches, and then we're going to use them to promote the channel because we're gross. We're gross, and we just want to hit Apologist over the head with steel chairs. That's the secret. The secret is I let people get their steel chair side out, if you will. Yep, that's it.
Evolution is science.
That's weird, right? That's kind of like
No,
puts
it's not
weird
of science, though, of like
No, it's
scientific
not.
perspectives.
yeah, it is weird, Jay. I agree.
It's not science. It's consensus.
That's weird.
Consensus is politics, not science.
Consensus is not political, right? And this is weird coming from Bible Research Tools because like a few minutes later, he notes that science has to be observable, repeatable, etc. Where does he think consensus comes from? The consensus is the result of multiple people running the same experiment and getting the same results across space and time. That's what consensus is. So it is not political, but in fact it's highly important to the progression of what is accepted and considered settled science versus what's still kind of on the table, what's still being debated. This is why it kind of tickles me when you run across a creationist who says things like, we love science, right? Like germ theory, for instance, it's settled science, it's consensus. You won't run into anybody who doubts germ theory, but the consensus on evolution, that's conspiracy, right? Like that's because everyone is out to get evangelical Christianity.
But how?
Now, guys, let me teach you. Probably not teach you. Let me probably make you hate me for a little bit. We're gonna move on with the rest of our evening. This wasn't part of the plan. All right. Now, guys, I got to tell you what's going on the channel. You may not have noticed it, but part of taking over the internet is that I've started a lot of broadcasts with these weirdos called other human beings who actually want to talk to me. It's very strange. I don't really know what they're up to. They probably have a hidden agenda. And like I said, they probably just want to indoctrinate children. Okay. Now, one of those people's name is Cliff. Okay. And he is a hardcore evolutionary biologist, and he does computer programming. All right. And so what's going to happen is tomorrow. All right. That's tomorrow, guys. There's already an event You can already go to it. You can like go over there. You can see it. All right, there's an event. All right, it's already there for you. All right, boom. See, people are already, you know, it's already showing you the chat channel that's over there. All right, and what's gonna happen is Cliff and I, right? See the value added right there, guys. I'm just gonna react to the whole thing by myself. I'm gonna bring in one of my colleagues, another expert in digital evolution, who I meet with twice a week. And so me and Cliff are basically starting our expedition as co-host. And so I thought, what a perfect thing to do. Tomorrow on our show, we will respond to the entire video, right? So that's what we're doing. And then it'll be a video on our channel. And you can see me and Cliff respond to the whole thing. But since this has been so much fun, I made an impromptu decision, and that is we're going to watch about 2 or 3 more minutes in this here little preview, and then I got some more fun shit that we're going to get into. And yeah, guys, I'm a pervert. I told you I'm a jerk. I just want to sin. I'm not a nice guy. I don't know why you thought I was just going to show you the whole thing the first time. Come on, what kind of lover would I be if I did that? I got to give you a little foreplay. I got to touch you, tease you, stimulate you in all the right ways, right? And then we go for the whole thing much later, guys. You know, I'm trying to show you guys a little romance here. This can't be so anxious to get to the whole thing, all right? Now let's get to our little preview here. Where did the preview go? Guys, I messed up again. I messed up. I don't know what I did. Here we go. We'll find it. It's right here. Here we go. Over this one. Maybe that one. Maybe that's the thing. All right. That's the wrong window. So maybe this is the right one. What happened to my life, guys? Why did I become so bad at using computers? Like, here's what we'll do. We'll just go to the library. We'll just go to my history. And we'll just go to the video. It's definitely right there because I just watched it, obviously. All right. And we're gonna go to where we were, which was like 10 minutes in.
Consensus. You won't run into anybody
Here we
who
go.
doubts germ theory.
Guys, I did it. I did it.
On evolution,
I figured it out. I'm super smart. As this video is showing you, I'm goddamn brilliant. All right, Gutsick Gibbon is the best tag partner you could have had. She came in and smoked the battle royal with the chair, all the while being gentle but dominating. Dog, she just carried this shit, dog. Literally all I did was show up, kind of be a little cute, bathed in purple lighting, as she said, you know, whole outfit, song and dance, you know, just looking fly. And all I had to do was just tickle him. You know, just trigger the creationists just a little bit. Just trigger them just a little bit. And then they came out and they were all flailing and wailing and they exposed themselves. And then I just was like, poof. And then Erica came in and just laid them out. And I just sat there. I just laid down on the mat. I went over to the crowd. I started signing autographs, you know, started making social media posts. Tomorrow morning, guys, when I get up, I was working on my what's my email to Doug going to be like? I want to thank Doug from Pine Creek for helping me find viewers. And I want to thank Danny for encouraging me to go to LPP. You know, guys, you just want to be humble and say all the thank yous to the right people. And that's what I was doing. Meanwhile, she was just, you know, laying them all out, doing all the heavy lifting, you know, and then I just pretty much walked to the back and I was like, you know the drill. You know the drill. I'll be in the back chilling in the shower when you're ready. I mean, done. And then we can talk about our strategy and definitely be professional. Definitely, this is serious professional stuff, not personal at all. Not
that's
personal.
Conspiracy, right? Like, that's because everyone is out to get evangelical Christianity.
But how? So then, what is
teamwork makes the dream work?
Science is things you can measure, observe, measure, test, repeat the testing.
Right.
Evolution, you can't do any of that.
You can actually do all of that. What are you talking about?
Baloney.
Jay proceeds to invite
you can actually do all of that.
tools over to his channel so he can show him evolution using computer modeling, and then John kind of implies that it's not evolution unless it's biological, so then Jay says this.
Doesn't mean it's not evolution. My point is evolution is really just a theory. It requires three things: variation, inheritance, and selection in time, so that you can have change in a population over generations. And anytime you have those conditions met, you have an evolving system. So we
vacuous.
know...
That's vacuous.
Sorry, Jay. I know you just gave a succinct definition of a concept, specifically evolution, but I don't
almost like I
that
do that for a
concept,
living.
and I don't have a way to respond to what you just said. So, unfortunately, you're dumb.
Whether or not I can demonstrate evolution to your satisfaction has zero influence on whether or not you actually are evolved.
Totally vacuous.
So I could be able to not even explain to you what evolution means or is, or I could be completely incapable of demonstrating it to you, and none of that would change the reality of it, because like the reality of it isn't dependent on you understanding it.
That fucking fly.
This is a hard pill to swallow for YouTube Young Earth creationists, because unlike the big organizations, they don't really get paid very much for stepping out on a limb and holding these wild opinions. So it stings a lot more to hear that the academic community at large doesn't really know they exist.
Well, here's the thing, Bible research tools. Here's the thing: we can demonstrate it. You won't accept the demonstrations. There's a huge difference. When you say something like, "Oh, well, show me this evolving into that," or whatever test you set up, what you do is you set up a test that by definition nobody is saying that that's what evolution is.
Yeah, so they just don't generally accept it. They won't swallow that pill.
I don't care what Darwin said.
It's big
I'm
and
an evolutionary biologist, and I'm not Darwin.
He's already been proven wrong.
It doesn't matter. First of all, he hasn't been proven wrong, whatever that means. He's one of the most celebrated scientists in the history of science. Like, this is just...
Well, so it's Satan.
People often say that creationists
that was
have
amazing.
These goalposts that are sitting on wheels with like a jet engine attached. I think I've said the exact same thing before. But the more that I think about it, the more that I think it's worse than that. I don't think they actually have goalposts that you can reach. It's a problem because it means that you can never actually present them evidence that would be sufficient. Jay is completely right here. This is why you rarely hear anymore of a young Earth creationist saying, I would accept this as support for evolution. They used to do it back in the 70s with human evolution. This is what the perfect ape man, quote unquote, would look like. But as the hominin...
All right, guys, so here's the reason I realized me and Eric are destined to be together. I mean, I'm really glad that she made this totally respectful video that's just about my work. The reason is before I became a hardcore digital evolutionary biologist who sold my soul to the devil to indoctrinate children using the government's money, I was a biological anthropologist. I actually went to Penn State, got myself a master's degree in biological anthropology, studying the evolution of human sexuality because I wanted to be a dating coach. I already told you I'm a pervert, so I don't really understand why you're looking at me like, you went to school to be a dating coach? I feel betrayed. You're like, were you one of those creepy pickup artists? I told you I'm a pervert. Come on, I'm just being authentic. I'm being my authentic self. You had poor expectations of me. Anyway, before I became a full-blown evolutionary biologist, that's what I did. And Erica here is a biological anthropology graduate student who also teaches and is a YouTuber and does science. Matter of fact, I used to do something called the skull exercise, where I would go out to little schools, because I have no shame, I have no limits. I know. You're like, Jay, I thought you taught at the university because all of your students were adults and it's okay to teach them evolution. I do. But I also go to like elementary schools and stuff, because when I say indoctrinate children, I often enjoy indoctrinating actual children. And I bring these skulls with me to show them examples of evolution. So basically we're meant to be together. I mean, I'm really glad that she did this, and I have so much respect for her, and it's definitely not personal. It's definitely just a healthy, mutual professional admiration. Yep, that's what we'll call it.
Fossil record has filled out. definitions for what would constitute
Hashtag
a
nerd
transition
power couple.
form
I
have
mean, just
disappeared,
friends.
and hominins that meet the previous definition for a perfect transitional are simply called a hoax. We've really reached a point where the only thing that would qualify as evidence would be to show every young Earth creationist the evolution from the last universal common ancestor to the diversity of life that we have today in real time, a process that would take 3.8 billion years, of course. And that bit on Satan at the end is pretty elusive.
Pretty awesome.
To them,
That was pretty wonderful.
evolution is literally on par with the archetypical character of evil. To accept evolution is to put their eternity at risk. They cannot be convinced by conventional means.
No, Satan was not a scientist. This is what I mean. You just say things that are demonstrably wrong. No, Satan's not celebrated. Not many people celebrate.
Okay, so Jay, what is the fidelity rate necessity?
All right, I can't. All right, guys, that's it for now. Now, look, folks, it's because really I'm out here to promote my stuff with my co-host. You guys know what it is. It's all about that growth mindset. I really want to hear what I want you guys to hear what Cliff says about this, and like I said, then the video will be available, and you can see us respond to the whole thing. All right, let's get into some of the other stuff I wanna actually respond to. There's so much going on, and of course, we could always check out our friend Sal, who's totally being an awesome scientist himself that we really admire. All right, let's go. I know what I want to show you guys. Here's where we're going. Well, y'all, look, I just want to have fun. All right, it's been a great day. Like I said, I had a presentation. The whole Erica thing happened. Good things are going on with my teaching mentor. I just got invited to work on a grant for an evolutionary video game called Salmon Run. Go fuck yourselves. What else am I going to be doing for that game? Maybe sound design and mixing the music for a goddamn evolutionary and ecology video game. Go fuck yourselves, creationist. I was trained to be your worst nightmare. Go fuck yourselves. Speaking of go fuck yourselves, y'all already know it is Uncle Bobby time, because when you're the fastest rising star on the internet, when you can't just take all the spotlight for yourself. You got to shine some light on the other people who are also part of World Wrestling Entertainment. Some of the other superstars. That's my job as the US champion. That's my job as the bad guy. It's to make everybody else around me look good. It's to make money for the whole brand. All right. So look, Gin and Truth on YouTube. You have my permission to leave right now. Go like and subscribe and then come back. Yes, you just need to subscribe to him right now. It's that motherfucking important. Uncle Bobby, let's go.
Tired. I'm riding a really bad stretch of sleep, and my emotional state, to say the least, is all kinds of fucked up.
I feel you on that, bro.
There was some
good times
shit
are
that
coming.
happened
Let's go.
today at work, and I just thought I would wax on it a little bit because I actually think it's very important. Now, first, let's let this goddamn dog out. Go on, Papa, shit.
Salmon Run sounds like the stupidest simulator
Right,
game.
so
Dog.
I want to start off.
Dog. It's a fucking ecology game. And it's actually for really little kids. It's fun. Like, it's fun in the way, like, American Truck Simulator is one of my favorite games. Like, it sounds dumb. Like, why would you, after you do like a real long ass day of like computer programming and being a professor and all that type of shit, would you just like spend hours pretending to be a truck driver? Because it's the most fun shit ever. Because it's relaxing and amazing and wonderful. You just can't knock some things till you try it, you know? And Salmon Run, I felt the same way. When I first started Salmon Run, I was like, this is going to be the dumbest shit ever. And then they were like, well, Jay, it is for kids. And I was like, all right, cool, it's for kids. And then I did, and I was like, this is dumb, but I kind of like this. Kind of fucks with this. And you just kind of get into it, you know? And simulators do that. But it really doesn't matter to me, folks, because the main principle is that we're writing the grant. And so the grant is that the National Science Foundation needs to be convinced that it's good. And they pretty much already are. And then it's a big thing for my career to get money related to this project, especially when I work on the sound and the video stuff that promotes it, because then we get more money into the studio, right? That's what it's about. We sell our soul to the devils. We do some stickler. Yes, I'm just a very serious evolutionary biologist, and I'm here to do science education for the masses. And then the government buys me new shit, and then I promote the cult of the flying man using that new shit. Oh, did you just hear my master plan? It's perfectly fucking legal. Go fuck yourselves.
By saying, especially for the new people, I'm not anti-gun. I never have been. I never will be. And by anti-gun, I want to make sure that people understand the difference. Because we don't talk to each other.
Thank you.
We don't. We talk for each other and we talk at each other.
Bingo.
So it's one of two things in this country.
What you got to do for dumbasses like me who don't read their own research.
Which means a 13-year-old should own a 50 cal, a Sherman tank, and a fucking grenade launcher. Or you don't think anyone should have any guns at all whatsoever. I mean, I actually saw coincidence and listened to a video on the way home. And yeah, it was some fucker sitting there talking about how the libs don't want you to defend yourself. No guns at all whatsoever. Defund the police. Shut the fuck up.
The blase and the fucking
I think people should be
glavinoids.
allowed to own guns. I think there needs to be a discussion on which guns people should be allowed to own. I do. Again, if my breath smells like unwiped ass, I should be able to go get toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, and dental floss. But there are just some tools that I can't have access to because I'm not a licensed dentist. Right? I'm looking at my back porch right now.
Yep.
The tile that's on it, including the mosaic, I did that. The tile that goes into my house, them in the front yard, I did that. You want to
Uncle
know
Bobby's
how I
the
did
man.
that?
He can do
I'm
everything.
not handy at all. But I took a weekend class at Home fucking Depot. And I learned. And then I came home and I did it.
God damn.
You know what I can't do?
What a
Heavy
man.
construction work. You want to know why? I'm not trained to use a backhoe, to use a wrecking ball or any of that other shit. You just can't go pick that up at Lowe's. Now, before
I just want to say, because I'm immature and I have the sense of humor of a 12-year-old, that for all you backhoes out there, yeah, y'all already know.
I start talking to you guys about today, and this one's going to be a short one, but it's important because I think we need to talk about it. Cheers, fuckfaces.
Cheers, fuckfaces. Go fuck yourselves.
A friend of mine, her brother is retired Army. Actually served, saw action,
Kaboom.
all that shit. And when asking him, you know what he'll say about AR-15 or whatever the fuck all the weapons are? He'll like, I should not even.
Also, gang, sorry, excuse me. In my over exuberance, due to one Erica, making a video about me, I forgot to mention a little small something, which is I really want to get high. No, I'm just kidding. We got over 100 subscribers, bitches. That means banners and hopefully eventually a custom link and just the digits just moving, just making moves, just growing, just knocking off YouTube accomplishment after YouTube accomplishment after YouTube accomplishment. What is that? Twitch accomplishments, because I'm multi-streaming, because I'm taking over the goddamn internet.
And possess those weapons, even though I'm a military veteran. I'm not as lean. I'm not as mean, right? I'm out of practice, right? He was like, yeah, once upon a time, I practiced on the regular. I did, right? You PT, you did target practice, you qualified and you did requal. You did all that shit. It's like now, PT for me is running after 2 little girls. He's a dad now, right?
Aww.
I got a fucking beer gut and I fucking earned that shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
And even he will say, I don't need those guns. I'm out of practice, right? But again, I'm not anti-gun. I am pro-conversation. And I'm going to tell you something, gang. Even if at the end of a very honest conversation, and by conversation, I mean not me, who the fuck am I? I'm as qualified to talk about guns as I am the ballet. I don't know either. But if the people that hold the juice sit down and they hammer this shit out, and it turns out everyone can have an AR-15, right? Again, maybe there's something I don't know, but I'm not pro-gun. I'm not anti-gun, right? So I just wanted to throw that out there, gang. But let's talk about today. There's someone at work who's very, very, very pro-gun. I don't have, there's certain conversations I just don't have anymore, okay? I don't debate people that think Colin Kaepernick is being unpatriotic. I don't debate that anymore, right? It's already been said a million times. He's not protesting the flag, right? Again, a white vet told a black quarterback to take a knee. Now, if you still think he hates the country and you're going to ignore the fact that a white vet told him to do it, because you know what the white vet said? That's how you get your message across and still be respectful. If at this stage, 6.5, 7 years after he started protesting, and you still say he's unpatriotic and he hates the country, you need to respect the flag, fuck you. Right? I'm not going to waste my time. Like I said in my video this morning, right? No, there's no debate, right? I'm not going to debate on whether black people actually have it bad in this country.
Guys,
have had it or having it.
Not enough is said around here about all the incredible things that are going on. But we just got like a like or a sub or something that for some odd reason this thing isn't showing me. But yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. Also, guys, I gotta be honest with you. We got some dope ass mods around here. And I want to send a shout out to Danny, who turned us on to LPP, and the mods who stick with me crazy hours. Who would have thought a conversation with LPP at 1:30 in the morning would be the thing, you know? Just unbelievable.
Shut the fuck up. There's just certain things I'm not going to fucking debate, right? I don't
definitely never thought I'd ever see that footage ever again in my life.
I'm not qualified, right? People throw all these fucking stats and figures, and I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm good at life. I just don't need it. If the worst thing you're going to say is tomorrow someone's going to break in that door and fucking wipe my monkey ass out, I'm going to be like, it was about fucking time. Shit, I can use some sleep, right? But unselfishly, I don't want more children to die in school. I told you, the only thing that seems to stop gun violence in this country in terms of school shootings is summer break, right? So I really don't debate the gun issue anymore. If it's not important enough for the people who send their children to an
that was
actual
a fucking
school,
gem.
because I ask people all the
time.
time.
The only thing that interrupts the gun violence in schools is summer break.
Do you know what all school shootings have in common? People always say the same thing. What? Guns? Like, no, fuckface, school. It's that building that you send your children to for 8 hours a day. There's people whose name that you don't know that spend more time with your children than you do. If you feel good enough about this, knock yourself out. And I truly hope and pray before God and for more white people that it's never your child, but it's going to be someone's child. But I don't have this debate anymore, right? The squid just told me what a 50 cal is. I didn't know. Just last weekend, I'm sitting here with my dad.
Awful.
He told me what an M16 is capable of, what that bullet does when it gets inside your body. Holy shit. Then Dad explained the damage. Again, my dad is a former Army sharpshooter, retired officer, military police officer. Dad explained to me the length of an AR-15 bullet and what it does when it hits your body and when it exits your body. And I was like, oh, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, it's some shit you don't want to think. It's not some shit
But again,
to play
I
with.
don't debate
Unbelievable.
this topic. I think I told you, I'm so fucking tired of getting, I'm all over the place. But this one's important, so we had to do
Sames.
it. I don't debate this topic, right? But there's someone at work, again, this person is very pro-gun. Very pro-gun. This person has children. I don't. I got 3 fucking dogs. They stay in here with me, right? And again, okay, if you feel like you gotta knock yourself out. But gang, in my estimation, the reason
All right,
why
y'all,
the
we about
people
to
who
get
are
going with some
super pro-gun,
gaming.
other than they're assholes, they romanticize violence.
Unbelievable.
For those that are just now following the show, again, thank you so much.
Unbelievable.
I cannot believe how much my subscription count has grown in the last 36 hours. So again, thank you. But we romanticize violence, gun violence, all kinds of violence in this country. Hold on. I just belched. Hashtag unprofessional.
Hashtag unprofessional.
We think that the definition of gun violence is that scene from fucking, what was that, Lethal Weapon? Right? Fucking Mel Gibson, skin tight, acid wash jeans, cowboy boots, right? A fucking members only jacket. His hair is perfectly moosed. I think those were like Glock 9s, right? His monkey ass is barrel rolling while he kneecaps 27
What
bad
up,
guys.
group?
He gets up.
What's up, Capone? What up, Speedy?
His hair, not even messed up.
What's up?
I truly believe that's what
Let's
people
play some
think.
GTA, y'all.
You think I'm
Fuck is y'all
bullshitting?
doing?
Right? What's Wayne LaPierre? What does he say?
I know this. That's what I was talking about. I'm fucking with you.
Not even a fucking week
Do you play that shit online?
after the Uvalde shooting. Yeah. Uvalde and Houston.
Isn't that shit still auto aim though?
Yeah. But it's like harder aim. Like you have to wait for a like circle to close in on the dot for it to be accurate. You can't just like spam it.
Okay. Is it fun? Like, do you don't play that shit no more?
I mean,
I wanted to finish the story. I never finished the story.
I don't play it just because I didn't want to like get too caught up in it again.
I actually thought it was really fun. Also, I like playing the poker.
Red Dead's dope, bro.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. All right, no, my shit fucked up. They got me out here doing this bullshit. But yeah, I'm trying to sell some drugs.
Maybe in a minute.
All right, that's what's up.
I'm freeing a hostage right now.
I just feel like chilling on GTA.
Oh, she can't get on my horse because of the stupid gear.
But yeah, I'm about to play some YouTube videos. Let me know if y'all hop on GTA.
Word.
But
Houston gang? Because fuckface Ted Cruz went to Uvalde first. Yeah, he did. Come on, Papa, shit.
I'm skinning animals, man.
Then drove his monkey ass, his slump fucking shoulders, and bad. I'm telling you, Ted Cruz is exactly what you think would happen if the Wolfman stopped the transition halfway through. Maybe someone fucking drew the blinds so he couldn't see the fucking.
I can hear them, but y'all don't need to because they ain't doing shit right now.
That's what happens, right? If fucking Wolverine was going through the adamantium process, bonding process, and he's fucking getting his adamantium, and some fuckface sat there and tripped over the fucking extension cord, and the power goes out, you'd be stuck with Ted Cruz. He went to Uvalde,
ridiculous.
did I'm lifting you up with prayers, blah, 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 blah. Then got his bad built ass self, drove to Houston, Texas, that NRA meeting, and said, you know what the difference is, gang?
Yo, I love the
About
fact
3
that he
hours.
gets into this shit.
It's about 3.5 or plus hours from Uvalde
We need more people in our community to listen to him. And he needs to do live streams. I've been trying to get him to.
With the shooting victims and their families, then drove to the NRA meeting. Sucked the NRA's dick. And you know what he said? The only thing that stops a good guy with a gun, a bad guy with a gun, is a good guy with a gun. Because they romanticize violence. They think they're all going to be Rambo, John Jay. Okay, I just learned in the last Rambo Last Blood, which was fantastically terrible, by the way. Holy shit, it was a horrible movie. Every time it comes on, I watch it. That gun that he shouldered at the very end, you know, and wiped out an entire army of people, it was a 50 count. Right? I really do. People think that they're gonna fucking take the fucking the bullet. We romanticize gun violence in this fucking country, gang. Everyone thinks they're gonna be that guy. Everyone thinks they're gonna be that
They used
girl.
to piss me off the most, dude, and people
Right?
put wars.
You're not. If I'm not mistaken, gang, and my phone's over there, and I'm too tired to fucking.
So late. So late.
The last time I checked, like the national average for police officers, when a police officer draws their weapon and pulls the
I hate the
trigger,
assholes that went for the kill
20%.
shot, though.
20%. They hit their intended target about 20% of the time. These are trained professionals, except for the fuck faces in Uvalde, and fuckface Derek Chauvin, and fuckface Amber Geiger. Trust me, the list is way longer than that. Back on topic.
One guy only took one shot. I was like, damn.
Everyone thinks they're going to be that person.
No, one shot.
Right? Again, for those of you that are just joining in, I am a 7th degree black belt in Gutsick Gibbon. Took me better part of 26 years. I am a 6th degree black belt in Shinjumatsu. I've been teaching women's self-defense probably for about, so bad at math, 17, 18 years now. I love and I hate my job. I am good at it. I love that portion. I love seeing it when, again, it's only women. When a woman gets a technique, when we finally find that thing that works for her size, her weight, her athleticism, all that, I love that part. I don't want to say I love the part, but I almost feel a satisfaction when someone has to use a technique. It's happened. It has happened. And you know, remember that technique that we worked on for like 8 weeks? It worked. I'm glad that Susie had that in her repertoire. She got out of the fucked up. I hate the fact that she had to use it. Gang, I'm very, very good at doing something very, very bad. And I balance that out emotionally by teaching others how to fight. Right? Now, gang, whether it is a seminar, a private, ongoing private, whatever it is, everyone starts out the exact same way. Choke drill. You know what choke drill is? It's exactly what it sounds like. I choked the shit out of you. Now,
are you serious?
I just belch, hashtag unprofessional. This is how choke drill goes. I say, everybody please stand up. Or if you're standing right in front of me, Rebecca, please stand up. Now, the next thing on the list is choke drill. Are you okay with going through choke drill? 80% of the time, you get, yes, I'm okay. Then I explain
I lost the last game
choke drill in detail. And I'm like, Rebecca, what's going to happen is I'm going to stand behind you. I'm going to employ a rear naked choke. Now, let's go through the verbiage. Rear. That explains my body position. In other words, I'm going to be behind you. Right? Naked. Rear naked. Naked describes your field of vision. Right? And I usually I stand behind them, and I flash fingers behind their head. It's like, how many fingers am I holding up? It's like, I can't see. Exactly. Naked explains your field of vision. Choke. Choke explains what I'm going to do to make you feel very uncomfortable. Now, what's going to happen, Rebecca? I'm going to take my left bicep. I'm going to put it underneath your neck, okay? With my left hand, I'm going to grab my right biceps. Now, you are already going to feel some pressure on your neck, okay? The choke starts when I flex both my left and my right bicep. What's happening is it's the hangman's noose effect. It's that. Now, Rebecca, if I want to intensify the feeling, what I will do is I'm going to take my right hand. That's going to be behind your neck. I'm going to push my hand down on the back of your neck. That's going to force you into the crook of my elbow. That's going to intensify the choke even more. After that, I still ask Rebecca, are you okay with me doing this? Again, 80-some-odd% of the time, Rebecca says yes. Then I tell Rebecca, I'm going to ask you to hold this for about 2 seconds. When you've had enough, you won't be able to talk really. You're going to take your hand. You're going to tap my thigh. Tapping is the universal sign for I quit. I will release that choke the moment you tap. Rebecca, do you want to go forward with this drill? Rebecca normally says yes.
This is the man I want.
Gang, I employ the choke. It is never what Rebecca is thinking. She chokes, she panics. I said hold it for a second, 2 seconds, maybe 3. She doesn't make it 1.5. She's tapping fucking Morse code on my fucking thigh, trying to get a telegram to fucking Anchorage, Alaska. Every time. Every single time.
Come here, horsey.
Rebecca knows that she's safe.
Hurry the fuck up, horse.
Every single time. Not only do I release the choke,
I swear, the worst be
my
done
voice softens, and I always look Rebecca in the eye, and I ask her, are you okay? Do you need a moment? I can get you a towel, get you some water. Are you okay?
Here he is.
It's not what I expected, Robert.
Come on, you can make it.
Know.
You dumbass.
Gang, after a joke to kind of lighten the mood, especially in a seminar, it's like, why did I do that other than have a very small ego?
There you go.
I explained to either the group or the single. This is why we go through choke drill. We go through choke drill because you have to understand, if you have to use a self-defense technique, it is going to be during a time of extreme discomfort. It's 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
This is so good.
Right? You are in a very posh fitness studio. There's ceiling fans.
This is what the good guy with the gun narrative is always missing.
Taught not 50 feet that way. You pay more in personal training and yoga and Pilates fees a week than what some people spend on mortgage payment a month. You are beyond safe in this place. Again, where I work caters mostly to Austin's financial elite.
I'm gonna take a picture of your face.
You couldn't be more safe.
In it. You don't stop
where I work
coming in without knocking.
And I tell them, please notice how much you panic.
Booyah.
Gang,
I guess
God, good thing I just took a drink. I'm about to say something nice about myself. I fucking hate that part. My reputation as a self-defense teacher, spotless. Spotless. People look me up because they know, one, they're going to get a kick-ass self-defense lesson. But even before that one, at 0.5, they'll tell you, you've never been safer. If there's any self-defense teacher that we trust It is Robert motherfucking Reed. My reputation, which I've worked hard to earn, I'm sweating like a motherfucker, gang. You know what? Sing the song. Don't you want to get fucked up?
Don't you want to get fucked up?
Yeah, get really this 2 minute shit. It's like fucking
Guys, where the fuck is my thing to start a private session? Ain't this
okay,
a
I'm black.
bitch?
I'm back on topic. My reputation as a self-defense teacher, second to none.
Oh yeah, I'm showing about to do a wagon ride.
In a lit room.
Gotta ask the crew. Guys, how the fuck do I start a private session in this bitch?
Impeccable service record.
Go to
People
creators,
still
what I do, and then
found
go
a
to play
way
online and invite only or closed friend session or whatever you want to do.
to panic. It doesn't feel good to be
Go
choked.
Story mode.
Gang, I would go through all that to tell you this.
I go to creators.
That person who's super pro-gun.
Gotcha. I thought there was something directly from the menu. It's all good. Thanks, though.
With the foolishness.
I appreciate that, man.
That teacher should carry guns.
From the online mode, you can't.
So, what I did and what I do to my self-defense students, I did to this person.
That's what I just did. Good looking.
What?
Yes.
I gave Joanne the exact same song and dance. Gave Joanne the exact same explanation. I choked Joanne. I did. I made sure Joanne was okay before she walked out of my fitness studio. I did.
What?
Joanne's eyes, they didn't become as big as dinner plates, gang. They became as big as manhole covers.
A good wolf carcass.
Joanne's never felt that level of discomfort.
Yeah.
And I said, the reason why you're so pro-gun, again, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to boast. I told you, I'm emotionally torn with what it is I do for a living.
Hurry the fuck up. I need to charge my fucking phone.
D-Pack. You are always welcome to call in, my friend. And actually, I want to get you on Hot Program soon.
Let's do superior quality.
We got Richard Madsen coming on this Sunday. But maybe you can come on next Sunday. That'd be dope. But yeah, let me know if you're around later. And there should be a link pinned up there. But if I'm not, paying attention or whatever, if I'm dicking off playing video games, give me a heads up. Or just let me know, and I'll get you in. Thanks, bro. Good to see you. Thanks for coming through the chat. I'm out here gaming and shit because trying to keep my stress level low.
I think it's a valuable thing. I do.
Here we go.
It's like, this is what you romanticize violence. You want Mr. and Mrs. Johnson to go from third grade English teacher to Wyatt Earp to Annie Oakley. Look what you just did when, again, I explained to you what you were going to experience. You still panicked. I would walk in front of a speeding car before I put my hands on a woman for violence. No fucking way would I do that. My mom and my daddy taught me better. You knew that you were safe. You knew what was going to happen to you, and you knew I would stop, and you still panicked. Now imagine Mr. and Miss Johnson, whatever the fuck, whoever's in that classroom as the teacher. You got 30 children at 3 o'clock. At 3:01, gun violence everywhere. You got 30 children at...
Also, guys, motherfucking YouTube punk is back. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you some serious shit. When you fucking teach, right? Think about whatever the fuck your favorite subject is. Oh, wait, take a moment. Right? Like, what the fuck is your favorite subject? History, social studies, math, whatever the fuck. All right, nerd face. Now, take your favorite subject, right? And pretend you learn enough about that subject and you are passionate enough about that subject that your dumbass decides you're going to teach the next generation about this subject, right? So whatever the fuck it is, right? In my case, I'm lucky. I want to be a fuckface on the internet. So it's good to teach at a university because all your students are adults and you tell them to go fuck themselves, right? Otherwise, you're teaching at like high school or, junior high or grade school, whatever the fuck is, right? Now, here's the point. What the fuck is your specialization? Right, exactly. Whatever the fuck dumb shit your favorite subject is. Just fucking with y'all. But no, seriously, right? You're a math teacher or an English teacher because you love to read as a kid or whatever, right? And here's the thing I'm trying to tell y'all. You actually have to go through what's called active shooter training. And I don't care who you are, if you have a heartbeat, it is the most terrifying shit on earth. Like, it is absolutely horrifying. Why? Because you're being called upon to put yourself in this situation where, God forbid, the nightmare of nightmares should happen, right? So first off, they're like training you as to what all the warning signs are to some weirdo who might just start popping off in the class, right? And there ain't a goddamn way on earth while you're teaching and trying to do classroom management and not make a fool of yourself in front of all these young people who are going to laugh at you like a goddamn clown that you are and expose you for like not really fulfilling your parents' expectations. You know what I'm saying? This is all shit real teachers have going on through their head. You see what I'm saying? And then the throws just like some active shooter training on you is like, really, dog? Is this really part of my job right now? And then it hits you, yeah, it is. And beyond that, you literally have no good like argument or reason to like presuppose like one of these apologist losers that your school is like immune from, this type of crazy shit happening. And as soon as you realize that like, it could easily be your class, right? And so you're putting yourself in this situation and you're like, wait a second. I'm going to be in this situation between like trying to get the hell out of this thing alive and feeling like I got to protect my students. My number one responsibility to my students is their safety, right? Like that's something to take very seriously. Is part of the reason I'm really glad that I don't teach in person right now. I think with kind of the way COVID and things are happening and a lot of people I know getting sick from being in crowded rooms, having a 2-hour biology lab, probably not the safest environment for me to be putting my students in, which, if nothing else, the reason I say I'm glad I don't have to do it is because it's a distraction to somebody like me. It's a distraction, and I'm not thinking about it. What do you mean goddamn Pine Creek is dumb? I'm not offended by that statement because he says a ton of shit I don't agree with, but it makes me feel like he's been up to no good or done something lately. What has he done now? But yeah, it's really crazy. And so when I hear people talk about this, like, arm the teachers and you got to have a good guy with a gun, like, I'm not a piece of shit. I count myself as a pretty good guy. I'm in no way, shape, or form ready to do that. And even if I was trained to do so, it's not my area of expertise, and I wouldn't be ready in that position. And if I was, like, I'm not going no good guy with a gun shit. I'm trying to get as many of my goddamn students out of there and myself safely as possible. So, you're taught to like barricade the doors and the windows and all the shut in place and how to call for help. And literally, y'all, I was so terrified by this that I actually spoke to one of the presenters and suggested like collaborating on programming an app that's like a button that I could have on my phone. That's like an app on my phone where it's just like a big red button and I could just press that one button and it would like GPS, like let people know that I'm sounding some fucked up crazy shit has happened in my classroom and I need y'all to send everybody like right the fuck now. But like I don't want to have to like, because I'm like, if this shit is popping off, how the fuck am I supposed to find time to be like, hey y'all, hang on, I need to call the campus police department. Guys, hang on, would you not shoot at my students right now? God damn it, I gotta call the goddamn police. Yeah, hang on a sec. Let's see how long this would take. Right, Blase and the Glavinoids. Open my phone. Oh, there's some other shit up on my phone. Close that out. Holy shit, holy shit. He's shooting my students right now. Here's my phone. Keypad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom, called the number. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. They're shooting my students right now. 425 Westbury Hall. 425 Westbury Hall. Oh shit! He just shot Jaden in the face. Get the fuck here right now. I mean, y'all. Hold on. Now I gotta be the good. Y'all see what it play when you play it out, when you think it through. See what happens when you think shit through. None of this works like that. That is not a solution to any of this. Like I said, y'all don't mean to brag, but I just gave a workshop to a whole room full of biology and mathematics educators at the undergraduate level today. Let me tell you what I gathered from this group of folks. They are in no way, shape, or form prepared to be ready for this type of shit to pop off in the classroom, active with the firearm themselves. Have you met any actual teachers lately? I know you ain't been in school in a good while, and you probably school wasn't really your thing when you was there, but have you actually met any real teachers? Awful idea. Just the fucking worst.
Screaming at 3:05.
But they never had to think through their bullshit.
Bam, they're on the floor. They're not getting
That's the
back
problem.
up. Now you got 25 fucking children screaming all over the fucking place.
Thank you. God damn it. Think this shit through.
Johnson, they are teachers.
Exactly. Give me an apple to try to get a better grade, you stupid fuck. I'm not ready to defend your child with my life. Yeah, fuck out of here, right? We gonna go Cold West, right? Exactly. Exactly. Play it out for these dumbasses. Play it out for these fools. No way in fuck face shit ever with this shit work.
That's not what's gonna fucking happen. Mr. and Mrs. John, no one ever goes to school, be it a student, a teacher, or a parent who sends their children off to school thinking today's the day. Today's my motherfucking day.
Yep, today's the day. My fucking senior seminar, Darwin's Law.
No one ever thinks that.
Creationist gone crazy. Decides he's really had enough. You know?
And at 12 midnight, someone was going to break into your house.
Fuck out of here.
By 11:45, you would have been in another city by now.
Exactly.
So if you think the fucking solution is to arm teachers, it is because one reason and one reason only.
You have stupid as fuck.
Violence.
Oh yeah, that too.
Maybe I can get her to, well, we never gone into details. Maybe I can talk to the Squid. We've done a little bit of this on the show before. For those of you that are just joining in, the Squid is a Navy vet. Yeah, the Squid has seen violence. She's seen action. And we did not go into detail, but it was like, this isn't something that we talk about at a reunion or when I
Gang,
see
let's
someone
play
that was a
Defender of the Faith.
You don't brag about the shit that... Right?
Yeah, folks, as if I wasn't scientifically brain fucking you enough, you are now officially watching me play a video game in a video game. Amen, hallelujah. Hallelujah to the ridiculousness of life.
She served and she realized...
While counter-apologizing alongside my man Jin and Truth.
My father is a Vietnam veteran. Gang, it quite literally wasn't just until not too long ago I heard my father say the words Viet and Nam in the same... He's never said it. He's never talked about it. I know one story, and that was from my mom. My mom could not get through it without crying. And then I was
What
crying.
the fuck is this fucked up ass shit? I gotta avoid these shits? Collect green squares while avoiding blue squares. All right,
my dad's never
green.
talked about it.
All right.
Ever. He's never said the word
Boom,
Vietnam.
boom. Oh shit, no, the blue ones. Nah, get the fuck out of here. No.
Gang, when you know what violence actually is, you don't romanticize.
Defender of the faith.
There's
Come on.
a saying in Kimbo,
What does this have to do with faith?
Right?
Anyway, who cares?
Popper, do you want to go outside?
Don't overthink it, guys. This is like counter-apologetics right here. This is very important counter-apologetic training that we're doing right here.
Experience it. Gang, I know
You have to
what
learn how to
hangouts
conquer
feels like.
defender
I know
of the
what an
faith
armbar- I
if you're
know
going to be a
all that
counter-apologist. If you're taking over,
Since
you know?
I know what it feels like, I'm not jonesing to do it to someone else.
Yeah, that was awful. Let's never
I
do
just
that
built.
again.
Hashtag I'm professional.
No, we're not quitting the game. I want to do it again. Go back. There we go.
I would
it
only
again.
use my skill
Play it
if I just
again.
absolutely had to. And I'm not looking forward to doing it. I told you, I'd much rather be Popo. I don't want to be Papa Bear. But if you force me, I'll do it. But I don't want to because I know what it means to hurt another person. I haven't slept in days, but $10 says after 26 years, I still remember the Kempo Creed.
Oh, that was
I
trash.
come to you with empty hands. I have no weapons. But if I should be forced to defend myself,
Oh,
my
don't go that
principles or my
fast.
honor,
Oh, you could
should it be a
you
matter
could
of
change
life
the
or
speed
death,
that you move
right
at. I
or
think.
wrong, here are my weapons.
Yeah,
My
there you
empty
go.
hands.
There you
One day
go.
I'm gonna do that
There
with the
you
whole fucking
go.
arm movement.
Slow it down. Up.
I don't want to do it, but if I have to, I will. The squid, she knows what it means. She doesn't talk about it. She doesn't brag about it. It fucking sucked ass. That's really all I know. It took 40 some odd years of my life for my
God damn
dad
it.
to even say the words Vietnam.
God damn, that's crazy. Yeah, it's
Gang,
no fun.
we're
Nobody wants
so
any parts of
fucking
this.
pro-gun in this country because a
This
good
war
portion
shit.
of us, we romanticize violence, right? I'm not going to hold
Nobody
on
gives
too
a
much
shit. Let's
longer,
go.
but you hear people like Matt Gaetz, right? Again, how that fucker has a job still, I have no idea. How do you pay to rape someone over Venmo and not lose your job? I have no fucking clue, right? But I remember, again, little Lord fucking Fauntleroy sitting up here talking about if he doesn't get his way, he's going to take it to the streets. It's like, fucker, you can't find the streets.
Oh, shit,
if you were
guys.
pushed out of a speeding car, okay?
Hold on,
You
gang.
remember
Hang
what
on the
Matt
fuck, gang.
Gaetz is rich.
All right, I'll wait till this is over. I got to show you guys something.
Rich is rich. Fucker's never clipped his own toenails. Somebody wants to take it to the streets. You want to know why? Because he romanticizes violence. Joanne, at work today, she romanticized violence.
God damn it. How do I move the
Gang,
cannon
if you were
again? Oh, there we
that
go.
fucking pro-gun, it's because you think
Oh, it's forward and
it is
backwards.
what
I got
it
it.
is.
Okay.
When you cut on your goddamn TV, you'll never guess what. It's not.
Oh, that was a piss poor jump. Jumping is square. This is backwards.
Let's close this thing out. Gang, Uncle
Let's
Bobby's
go
only
forward.
giving you one
Shoot it.
motherfucking
Yeah,
problem. So as
give me
a
that.
result,
Give me that.
Uncle
Heal me up.
Bob's
Heal
gonna
me
give
up.
you
Oh, no,
one
healing.
motherfucking solution.
Heal
Romanticizing
me up.
violence. Shut the fuck up.
Uh-oh. Get those.
Sitting there saying that
I'll
the
just
key
speed up.
to school shootings
Fuck you.
is
Get
to
out of here.
arm teachers.
Oh, god damn it.
Don't ever say that with English words leaving your mouth where other people can fucking hear it.
Exactly.
Because all you're really saying
Exactly.
is,
I'm dumb as
I
fuck.
romanticize violence.
And I'm stupid as shit.
I think
And
it's
I'm
gonna be
not
just the way it is when I watch Tombstone.
I should troll you guys
Right?
real quick.
No, that's not how it works. Right? You think it's like fucking Bonanza? No. Again, no one that I did choke drill to makes it out of there without panicking. You think I'm bullshitting? Go to work tomorrow. Go to work tomorrow. When one of your coworkers go to the shitter, ha! Just scare this. Watch how bad they. Oh, what the fuck?
Right?
Do you think during that moment of, oh, what the fuck, they're thinking about defending themselves?
Exactly.
Or they would know what to do? I don't know what the ultimate answer is, gang.
Actually, I
when
want
it
to
comes
hit the
gun
road. Let's hit
violence
the
in this
road for a
country,
little bit.
when it comes to school shootings in this country, what
Let me get
I
outta
do
here.
know,
Let me
the
get outta
answer is
here.
not arming your 7th grade earth science teacher with a fucking bazooka.
Nah, it's a dumb idea.
Right? Cops hit the scene. Everyone's screaming, panicking. 13% of the people are already as dead as Julius Caesar. Do they know that the teacher with the gun is not the bad person with the gun? Probably not. Again, I can't tell you. what the ultimate answer is, but I can tell you what the ultimate answer is not.
You know what I'm talking about?
And if you think for 2 seconds that arming someone who is violently underpaid, violently underappreciated,
You know what I'm talking about?
if you think the answer
Hashtag teachers.
is giving a school teacher a fucking bazooka to do the job that cops can barely do their goddamn selves, you're fucked up. You romanticize violence. Turn off your goddamn TV. Talk to people who have...
Clouds of Bacon, go fuck yourself. You just subscribed to Pocket Locker, and you just fucked up your whole life, man. You had a good thing going. You know, you were really subscribing to some wonderful channels that were offering you some really wholesome, enlightening content. You were getting educated on the YouTubes. Good for you. And then you subscribed to my fucking broke ass eggs and bacon ass out here dressed like a goddamn buffoon on the internet. You really need to re-picture your life choices. Go fuck yourself. We love you. Thanks. Welcome to the channel.
actually hurt other individuals. And when we tell you our stories, if we can even get through it, oh, I've hurt people. I have. I'm not proud of it, but you do what you got to do. I told you guys. For those of you that are just joining in,
we're doing a little joyriding right now in our favorite game, Grand Theft Auto.
I'm not proud.
I'm in a motorcycle club, and
right thing to do.
I really shouldn't be riding around here in a
did that dog rip the
car
fucking throat
when we're in a
out of
public
Labrador
session,
Retriever.
especially when there's other motorcycle clubs around. So once in a while, we do a little bit of dirty things that bikers shouldn't do, because bikers are rebels. So we got to rebel against our own biker rules. We go into private sessions and we just ride around and
I was 7 years old.
Act like a motherfucking loser who doesn't have anything better to do than play motherfucking Grand Theft Auto.
I tell my self-defense students, if you ever have to use one of my techniques, you got to understand, if it was just as simple as, hey, would you please stop? I'd be out of a job, and I'd be okay with that.
I love those role players that just like, we don't try to do those GTA role players where you got to stop at the, lights.
You're gonna hurt somebody.
This is what it's like when you play
and it's one thing when that person
American Truck Simulator.
You fucking bitch, you fucking whore. And then when you hurt that person, they start crying.
You got to sit there and wait at the lights.
You switch emotionally. It happens, gang. It absolutely happens.
Hey, motherfucking light, you wanna turn?
So long story short.
Yeah, that's what they do to you.
Let's get some fucking.
That's full sim right there, folks. That's full sim shit. You know, I don't know who you've been watching lately, but that right there is full sim.
With the whole gun topic in this country.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Of us
look
gun violence.
Look.
It's not what you see in the movies.
Guys.
It's not what's going on in
guys, that's full sim.
You think you're gonna be G.I. Joe? Chances are you're just gonna be G.I. fucking ass.
That's full sim right there, guys.
Again,
you know?
I'm not anti-gun, but I am.
I'm out here on the goddamn console going full sim right now.
What we're doing right now.
You should be grateful, guys.
If you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always gotten. All right, gang. The big guys held you long enough.
Big guys held you long enough. All right, guys. I want to show you something now that this is over.
Let's go.
First thing we're gonna do, folks, because we got to get ready for the big time. I showed you guys. Gutsick Gibbon made a video about us today. Basically, we got over 100 views. I did a whole conference thing today. I got guests scheduled for this weekend. Woo! Taking over the internet is hard work, but somebody's got to do it. So, folks, you know, we do a little bit of YouTube, and we got to get ready, guys. You know, we're getting all these viewers, all these subs, all these new people. They're joining our community, folks, and we gotta get ready. We gotta practice. You gotta be consistent. You gotta do it every day. You know, you gotta give it to them. Gotta give the people what they need. You know, it's my jam. Let's go. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy, put your money in the plate. Sing it with me. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy, put your money in the plate. Amazing. Wonderful. Want to thank the worship team.
Wonderful, wonderful offering song written by yours truly. True classic. Hang on, I got something to show you guys. Oh, that's right. We've got ourselves an official Mayflash arcade stick. We're going to get that sucker going tomorrow when I'm not feeling too busy to do anything because I'm being a bum who just wants to have fun on the YouTubes. Hey, guys, let's react to some more content. You guys want to watch Sal? Oh, God, I don't know if I can handle that. What are they doing over there? Is Rebecca still streaming? What's going on? What's going on? Let's get an update. Let's get an update from Bread of Life. Let's not do that right now. Let's get an update from Bread of Life. Update from Bread of Life. Sal. They're not still going, are they?
Yes, this is a Christian channel, but it does have quite a lot of atheists on it. Okay, so let's.
They
see.
are still
I'm
going,
a Christian. Sal's a Christian, but most of the people in the chat probably aren't. So he says, "Are there any Bible believers here?" I'm a Bible believer.
By the way, yes. And greetings to News Unit Underground. He used to live near here. Is an air traffic controller.
Guys, I got to do something with this
screen. I don't know that I had the privilege of
screen.
him directing me when I was flying around in the
Here.
around IAD, the Dulles airspace. But anyway, we'll meet here, there, and in the air, brother. God bless you.
Here, there, and in the air, brother.
So, Sandal says, "Okay, isn't that some sort of evolution?"
Wait, we gotta get this in there, guys. Here, there, and in the air. That's too good for the cult of the flying man.
Not
the flying man.
complexity. So Darwin's book, Origin of Species, his famous book, chapter 6, is the organs of extreme perfection and complication. The idea was evolution would build more complexity. We're finding that the dominant mode of descent with modification is loss of function. So yes, it is actually real evolution. Real evolution is descent with modification, and the modifications are toward loss of function, loss of versatility. That's a testable prediction by observation and experiment.
Yep.
Thank you.
And actually, Michael B., he wrote a book on it, Darwin Devolves. So he's talking about how evolution works in the wrong direction. Right? So it's
Rebecca, I'm impressed. You have all these books, you just pull them out there. It's like, oh yes. Like I said, Marcos Eberle, he said, I got that one. And I said, Sygart, you got that one. And
all right, guys, I said at Bread of Life, here, there, and in the air. Praise Myron. Greetings in the name of the flying man. Science bless you.
Evolution, abiogenesis. And even though I
why aren't they taking calls
on this topic, Sal? But the thing is, I have a superpower. It's forgetting everything I read after I read it. Like after a week, I don't remember any of it. So
and why won't she stream in 1080p? She's got to get rid of this cheapo version of
quite a few books on the topic.
StreamYard or whatever this is.
The technical stuff doesn't stick in my brain. So
it doesn't stick
50
in mine
Shades
either.
of Christian.
I have so many nerd torture sessions till it starts to sink in.
Now here's an interesting question, and I want to chime in on this too. And is this Paul? Do you pronounce your name Paul?
Titan's Uranus said, "Darwin's glory
anyway,
upon
why
you."
Would church attract so few good people?
I love you
Like,
guys.
I'm just gonna let you answer that, Paul. I mean,
Darwin's glory upon you. That is fucking wonderful.
Because we're all sinners, and there's no one good, no, not one. That is a Bible verse, and it's good.
Guys,
that
we're
churches
live
attract
chatting
people
as a
that are in
community
need of
right
a
now.
Savior, in need
We're
of
live
forgiveness.
streaming a live stream. That's how we get down with that meta shit around here.
good answer.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
that's the best I could do.
And now we're
All right,
well,
let's
and I
also
agree,
be
and I
criminals
actually
and
think
get back
it's more
to
likely
doing
for,
motorcycle gang stuff.
like, you know, people who realize their sinfulness, it's easier for us to come to know the Lord because he's so attractive to us, you know. And
Hey
so,
guys, since
and
the
then,
Lord is so
people are
attractive to us, let's
usually
just
instantly
sin
transformed
and
in
see how
every
attracted
way,
to us the Lord is.
so they can still keep, you know, some
Check
of
this
their
out, guys.
struggles and difficulties for a long time.
All right,
And
let's work on
so
our
it's
aim
no
here
surprise to me
for a
that,
second. Let's grab a little pistol.
you know, the church is
Grab us a
full of
little
people
pistol.
that have sin issues.
Up! This person hit
so-
me. You saw them hit me. You saw them hit me first, guys. All right, fine. We'll take it
I
out
got
on
an
this person
anecdote
over here.
about that. It's
All
kind
right,
of
here we
funny
go.
and
Here we
beautiful.
go. Here we go. All right, I just want to
There's
say,
famous creationist
innocent
scientist
people.
in our circles, in
Up.
creationist circles,
Jay.
named Richard Lumsden.
Jay.
And,
Don't, no.
His ex-wife called him and said, you know, our daughter's
No.
having some problems. And
Not
he's
the,
thinking, oh,
no. No,
trouble.
that's
Found
so
out she became a
bad.
Christian.
Why would you
He didn't know
do
what to do.
that?
He
They
thought it was
didn't have
something really
anything.
bad.
They're not even
And
in a
the daughter was
motorcycle gang or
praying for him.
anything.
And he eventually became a Christian.
Oh, what a
With
scumbag.
me. I think you should come to
What
church
a
with me. He said, "Oh,
dirtbag. You know what I'm
darling,
talking about, Nano? Strike
can't
and
do that.
strike
You know,
and
besides, I'm a
strike and
hypocrite. I
strike
feel kind of bad
until
going to
you
church."
have
And the daughter responded,
victory.
"Oh no, Dad, there are lots of hypocrites in church. You'll fit just right in."
I literally don't remember the controls that I switched to, so it's very hard to do this. All right, here we go. R1 is run.
Jesus
Need a different
doesn't
vehicle.
change people. He does.
Gotta
And
get
I've
away from
seen
the
his
po-po.
power change other people. I've
Po
seen his
po
power
knocking
change
at your
powerful
front door.
cumulative
We
case.
have a powerful cumulative case. I've had a little bit too much communion. It is your boy YouTube Punk reminding you that when you are in doubt about the flying man, you need to remind yourself we have a powerful cumulative case.
You know, offer to pray, and he said, "I've already had 23 years people praying."
Guys,
for
I
me
have to
for a
talk a
miracle
lot when Sal's on
when I
the
was a
screen because he's
Christian.
really that
Yet
awful.
I still
He's
ended up
kind of
with atheism
unbearable
after honest
without
questioning.
my
Sense of impending
charisma making him better. Oh, guys. Guys, YouTube Punk, one of our ushers, is flexing on you. He is showing you that he is the man to beg for pocket change. He has so much pocket change. He just comes up in the chat and he can afford to just let those sweet, sweet redemptions fly, folks. Now, I've talked to YouTube Punk, and I can tell you, he is accepting things from his Amazon wish list. He is accepting some of those HelloFresh gift cards. He'll take a 6-month subscription to his favorite streaming service. Look at this. Look at all this pocket change he's got.
If I'm not mistaken, it was
And
because
additionally,
Rebecca
he
and I
does
were
take
about
sexual
to offer
favors,
prayer.
as does No Name,
You have no need.
because he's a pervert.
I'll respect that, sir.
And guys, look at this action right here, guys.
Yeah.
This is like just some action
Okay,
movie shit. Just
so,
I'm casually just
Rebel
driving
Nazarene
through
says,
tunnels.
"Is the
You know?
Atheist of the Month award
You know, goddamn,
a nice
it's so
way
entertaining.
Of saying most illogical of the month."
When was the last time Doug drove through a tunnel?
That's
Huh?
you, Rebecca.
You guys got to question the entertainment value. Let's look more. Just some real underground shit right here.
No,
Again,
I don't want to answer.
I don't
that
know what the
question.
hell I'm talking about.
YouTube Punk. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But
well,
neither does Sal.
It's just participating. Like the
There you
name
go.
I see the most in the chat, the people who are like consistently here.
Probably Cameron Bennett.
Like, that's how I'm doing it. I'm not even.
Guys, I'm
paying
going to turn
attention
up the
if
air
you're
conditioner
nice,
because
if
it's in
you're
leftist
mean.
mode.
Like you could be
Trying to be all ecologically friendly and bullshit like
There
that.
you go. See, now you know the metric. So it's not illogical. It's whether you just show up.
Yeah.
And I still remember there was someone who was really tickled he got Atheist of the Month. It was Titan Uranus.
Yes.
He was bragging all over the internet. Hey, guess who's Atheist of the Month?
Now, Bro Guy says, I think Rebecca's superpower is why she's still a Christian.
Fucking air
She
conditioner is
forgets
trying to be a goddamn socialist up in
informative
this
that
bitch.
contradicts her deeply rooted beliefs. Well, you know what? I'm like surrounded by you guys just pumping all this stuff at me all the time. So
Guys, I cannot tell you about all the stuff I want to pump at Rebecca. You know,
You see, this is
this is an adults only channel, so you clicked on my channel.
I said I've absorbed
okay?
their ideas. I mean, I've
But I would love to pump Rebecca full of
well, see the way you're
spirit
happy now, it's the way
and
you are when they're assaulting and
seeds, the
criticizing
seeds of wisdom and
brush it
friendship
off.
and
you always have fun.
coital platonic companionship and
show me some love.
definitely nothing
I
that
love
would
that
get you in
traffic
trouble as a
controllers.
Christian woman. You know,
And how
that
do you
face right there,
become a
that's the one.
Christian?
Oh, that's the
Sal,
one.
do you want to answer that?
I thought News Unit Underground.
Sorry, I
thought
had a moment.
you
Sorry
were
there.
Christian.
Sorry about that.
I mean, you were reading the King James Bible.
Well, why don't you just explain simply, Sal, how to become a Christian?
Lena has returned.
You
Welcome
believe
back,
Jesus rose
monkey.
from the dead and accept him as Lord and Savior. That is how
We're
you become a
talking
Christian.
about how
The question is
amazing
then, how
it would
can
be
you
to have
believe
coitus with Rebecca.
Jesus rose from
I
the
mean,
dead?
how awful Sal Science
me,
is. Sorry,
there
I
are
got
3
those
lines
two
of
things very
evidence.
confused. Sorry.
Personal
Sorry, I
testimony
fucked
of
up.
what
I
Jesus
fucked
has
up
done
on
in
air.
people's lives, like Charles do. For me, the creation evolution controversy weighs heavily into
Thursday
that, the archaeological record. And I think, again, faith comes, it says,
Come on,
that
Jim
faith
Ross.
comes from hearing, but that's
Jim
that's
Ross
a
is so
necessary,
sleepy
but not
tonight. Jim Ross,
necessarily
wake up.
sufficient condition. That's the way I interpret that verse. I really think that it's people praying for you, that God would give you the saving faith. That's about, you know.
It's like we're
there's not
riding
really a
around
how
Los
to, but there
Santos
are some
listening to
steps
their
you can do to help
Counter-Apologetics or
It's great to see you
Apologetics
if I think
Radio.
you are the person I think you are, the former air
You know,
traffic
hey guys, I got an idea. Let's do like
So God
let's
bless you.
find some missions or something we could do while we're riding around. Joyriding,
Aaron
listening
says,
to
"Be
the sounds
careful,
of Los
Rebecca. You
Santos.
might be enticing believers to deconstruct with that Atheist of the Month award." Yeah, well, if
What can we
anybody
do? Who
does
will
not
talk to us?
identify as an atheist,
What up, Lamar?
and you're
Let's
in
call our
my
homies.
chat a lot and on my channel, then I'd be happy to give you an award. You don't have to become an atheist to get the award.
Call a mugger. I don't want to call a mugger.
One award.
God damn, Lamar, what is wrong with you, bro? I'm just trying to chill.
Stephanie is offering some encouragement.
Fuck is
to News
wrong
Unit,
with you?
who was kind of saying he doesn't feel like
Bro, you
anyone
need to go to
cares
trade school
about
or
his soul.
something.
So she said, "You should care for your own soul. You got one. We all do. We're eternal, all connected."
Yeah, Gerald, let's do a
Stephanie,
job, bro.
For encouraging him.
Yeah,
It's
send me
nice to
something,
see you.
Gerald.
I
Let's
think
do a
we've
job,
run into
bro.
each other
Let me go get in one of my other rides, guys.
Yeah, thanks for encouraging him.
Let me see if I can get the.
And so Bro Guy says, "I really appreciate Rebecca."
Oh, this
for
is like a
holding me straight
mission.
for answering all of these questions. It's a good
All
time
right, let's
to be
see. Let's
had.
see if I can get somebody to do some
And,
shit with me.
Thank you.
News Unit
Hey Sal,
says,
it's
"Do you
really
have
been a
to
pleasure
repent?"
hearing you shit all
You
over
have to
science
repent
and
to
have
become
absolutely no idea what you're talking about, bro. We really appreciate that
Well,
around
we're getting
here.
into tough theological. I think if you believe, you're supposed to.
Did everybody get off?
Um,
Sacred death, y'all some hoes.
I'm not a theologian.
Y'all just some hoes.
I'd rather just quote the Bible. So
Yeah.
Lest ye be
News
tempted
Unit,
by
I just wanna
sin. Oh
encourage
my
you, if
goodness.
you're desiring to
Anonymous.
be-
Now, see, Anonymous is on to big things, folks. Anonymous has just donated 100 fresh American cents to the International Bipolar Foundation. And with just 100 of those donations, we can achieve our goal by August 12th, 2022. But I've got better news for you folks. We are already 37% of the way there, or something like that, which is pretty much half. So we don't even have to do all that anymore. Thanks to donations by people like Lena and maybe not. I don't know who else. I know who. I got this right. YouTube Punk, and there's one Satan's Little Helper. Guys, I'm officially guys, I'm gonna have to say this, but I know theists don't want to hear this. Theists, cover your ears, guys, cover your ears. But Satan's Little Helper donated to a good cause. Theist, all right, Theist, you can open your ears again. I just said something you really can't. I know you really can't tolerate. So glad you guys followed my instructions there, because that was definitely super triggering if you're a theist. Definitely gonna be some shit you're gonna have to rewrite the Bible for.
It's such a basic question. I know there are lots of. I am familiar about the debate whether you have to repent. Or
Let's also let's drop in Bread of Life's tag a hashtag. Sal is.
I think if you believe and you truly
the
believe,
worst.
You're going to repent. So I think it would be a sufficient but not necessary condition.
I don't really
so just
mean
put that in
that.
the I don't know category. I'm not.
I like Sal.
I think if
more
you
than Rob.
believe Jesus rose from the dead and he's your
Rob
Lord and Savior, and you
is
obey
literally
his commands,
worse.
That's sufficient.
Sal
Whether it's
is
necessary,
just
that's where I think
really
all the
bad.
theological things get into. And I'm just like, well, why don't
Keep that little smug.
Why don't I get as much of the checklist filled out as I can, and then I'm not going to worry about whether whether I can sacrifice one on the checklist. That's about.
I said, guys, I don't really mean that. I like Sal more than Rob. Rob is literally the worst. Sal is just really bad. Keep that little smug.
How do we live our lives?
Sandals worse than Taylor.
That's the real. That's the real thing.
All right, so Sandals asked me if Sal is worse than Taylor.
Love and fear
all right, at Sandals.
Everything. So if
he is worse than Taylor.
Try to do them. And
Taylor,
one thing I do like about the Catholics
at least has
they want to attend to the
bravado.
Poor, and I need to do more of that and care for, things like that, because there's parables. So do I have any wrapping?
He will come at you like.
I had a lot of fun,
debate me.
I can't
bro.
summarize how much fun I've had, because I've been looking forward to this opportunity to be on your channel.
I use God to fill in my my sexual gaps.
You mean for you to invite yourself?
Yeah.
I use God to fill in my gaps.
Yeah, I invited myself.
Sal is
which I love. And anybody who's watching, if you want to come on.
All right, at Sandals, he's worse than Taylor. Taylor at least has bravado. She will come at you like, debate me, bro. I use God to fill in my gaps. Sal is not as fun.
And he thinks I'm ignoring
why is Rebecca friends with me? I'm so disrespectful. I make fun of her every day, and then I flame her and troll her in the chat, and she's like, "Hey Jay, you want to be friends?" I'm like, "Rebecca, you're wildly cool."
It's kind of sad, but they find a way to navigate.
Gorgeous Roddy Chrome just said, "Jay Bundy, you high tonight?"
Yeah, I think Jake, that's making a huge assumption about
at Gorgeous Roddy Chrome. I am the most high apostle.
He's learned how to get around perfectly.
And I'm just
I am merely doing my priestly.
Do you apply the same level of skepticism to your beliefs about origins?
That's all.
Or anything
I'm
else?
just a humble.
And do you think you can finance? I don't know if you're an atheist or not, but if you are, how do you decide what's true and what's right and wrong?
A humble atheist.
So I'd encourage you
minister.
to apply the same level of skepticism
doing the flying man's will.
So there's that one confrontational moment. I promised Rebecca I'd try to be a good boy today. So
well, this has been great, Sal. Thank you so much. And
which basically
thank you
means
to the chat, everybody who's been here. Great questions. Loved answering your questions. And we'll see.
Got
you
it
guys
in there.
and on Thursday, I'm really
we got it in there.
I met I'm having a lady on. She's a Christian.
Wait, Sandals told me that Rob has the
Answers in
Google
Atheism.
Maps
Are you
ghost
listening?
hunting.
Christian
That is
Buddhist
entertaining. Google Maps ghost hunting?
And I met her at a
Rob has Google Maps ghost. No. Rob is not allowed to do fun things. Nope. I rebuke that. I reject that. I refuse to accept any evidence of Rob being entertaining. No, I rebuke that. No, I rebuke that. I refuse to accept that. That's not true. Rob doesn't do anything fun like ghost hunting on his channel. Nope. That's not allowed.
And he's got lots of nerd
Nope.
torture sessions. If you
That's
really
fake
wanna
news.
Go deep in the
False
weeds
flag
on
operation, guys. Don't worry about it. It's just a false flag
you can get plenty
operation.
more of that. Good night.
Don't worry. Rob doesn't do cool things on his channel. No, false alarm. False alarm. People are telling lies. It's Bread of Life channel. People tell lies in there all the time. That's what they do. Oh, guys, Isidawa's live. Oh, nah, I kind of don't want to watch Isidawa. You know, I'd really like to watch, ooh, there's some more news tomorrow. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. Is there an Aaron Brown video? God damn it, Aaron Brown. Why didn't you make a video today? You know, when my favorite YouTubers are slacking, I don't really like that. You know, you guys got to get out here and make some content. Also, I'm going to go to bed after I watch some more content. Got to find some more content to work. Let's talk about who's fun. Who's going to be fun? Oh, guys, there was something fun I wanted to watch. I got a treat for those of you that have stayed up with me late because you are part of the late night crew. Because I love you. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. We're about to get into my main man, Derek, with Bart Ehrman, guys. Bart Ehrman. And before we do that, I am dropping 5 million pocket change on everybody right now just because I want to make sure it works. Oh, did that work? Let's see if it works. Oh, look, it worked. Let's do 5 million more. Whoops. You know, just out here, just working the old loyalty fingers. You know, you guys know how I do.
On the Unknown Gospels.
The
Today,
Unknown Gospels. Let's
Make
go.
Sure you sign up. mythvisionpodcast.com / Unknown Gospels. We're going to be discussing the Gospels, their impact, how scholars.
Guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. I try to get on Derek's show. You guys have been drinking a little bit. All right, my names are a little bad tonight. All right. I love getting on Derek's show, and really the only thing I want to do is be there at the end of the show so I can say we are MythVision on MythVision. I want you guys to understand that when I appeared on that show, the same way when I'm really on a stream with Rebecca, I'm really just trying to romance her. And I'm going to have to give that up, you know, because when me and Erica settle down, you know, she's open to other women, but not Rebecca. Rebecca's just not we can't bring her to like sciencey events, you know. It's kind of a bad look. But anyway, when I'm on Derek, I'm just trying to say we are MythVision. I don't really care about evolution or science or counter-apologetics or any of that. I just want to say we are MythVision. I just want to say the line. That's it. That's all I want to do. I just want to say the line.
Read them versus lay people. Or really even how apologists might read the Gospels versus critical historical method. I highly recommend checking out the courses so you can better understand
Cannabis sick
what
chimp.
are these pieces of literature, what kind of genre do they fit into.
Are we doing a job around here? Oh, I know that. Guys, I'm going to show you my new truck. I got a new truck.
Fact, this course on the
and I'm in a motorcycle club, so I don't get to
and
drive it enough. So we're gonna pull out my truck.
Don't forget to sign up in the link at
Let's see my new truck.
Unknown Gospels. It helps MythVision out if you do so, and if you want to educate yourself further, I'm going to be there.
I'm going to need that new truck.
Dr. Bart Ehrman, welcome back to MythVision Podcast.
Let's find it.
You're doing
I don't
well
know where
with
it
that
is.
COVID over there in Europe.
Actually, I'm in America and I have COVID.
Oh, he has COVID? Oh, shit. Bart Ehrman has COVID.
Yeah. I had to come back. Yeah, I had to come back for
What? Yes, folks. I am bringing you the latest in the apologetics, counter-apologetics, medical news. Breaking medical news. Bart Ehrman has COVID. If you knew that and you fact check me on this being breaking news, I will fuck you up right now. Don't ever do that on my channel ever again. Do not fact check me. That shit is fucking rude. I keep trying to tell you guys that. I am giving you breaking medical news.
a family emergency.
It's almost like being a New Testament scholar is not a sufficient background. And sorry, never mind. We're not gonna do this the Bart Ehrman science thing. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go.
When I got here, I got COVID.
Get well soon. Get well soon, Dr.
Well, I hope
Ehrman.
you're recovering well.
Mild symptoms.
Well,
Great.
Dr.
That's
Ehrman,
good to
if
hear.
I may, you have this course
good
that
to
we're
hear.
about to launch on the unknown gospel.
Where's my new truck
been
at?
known for a few millennia, so let me give a jab at what I think you mean by this title. We've been reading these as Christians, if you will, for millennia through tradition.
Called like a
and
something
finally,
3500 or some shit
has
like
in the
that.
past few centuries really parsed it out and said, hold on, something's going on in each gospel. You made the bold claim in your Genesis program, I highly recommend everybody sign up for that one, that the greatest discovery we found out is that the Bible is written by different authors. And I think you're trying to emphasize
All right,
the
hang on. I'm
point
gonna go look and see
that
what it's called.
there are different voices,
SCR?
and it's
No, that's
not
not it.
all
That's a
one
place.
message. Is this idea of the unknown gospels
No, I don't want
titled
that.
that way for people to realize, like, we have not been paying attention to what these are really about?
Yeah, so I kind of like the title. So the full title is The Unknown Gospels in colon Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, because people if I just called it The Unknown Gospels, they'd think I'd be talking about like the other gospels.
Yeah, it's called the class what?
But my point in the series is that the Gospels of the New Testament are widely unknown in a sense.
I thought I bought one of these bitches.
The Bible's the most read book probably on the planet, and the Gospels are probably the most read books of the New Testament. But they're read not only by lay people who want to read them for
And
their
why
faith
can't
or
you?
to
Why can't I
understand
just buy
the
it?
world better, or
I don't
out
want to
of
buy
curiosity
it.
or for out of historical interest. They're also
Weird.
read by scholars who are interested in knowing about them.
Ranger. Sorry, what's it called
Really
again?
knowing about them from a historical point of view to understand them. And scholars have been studying these Gospels. Of course, scholars have studied the Gospels since the
3600
second
LX.
Christian century. But modern scholars
My
have been
shit not get
studying
delivered?
them since the 18th century, the end of the 18th century. And scholars have devoted themselves to understanding these books and have learned ancient languages, Greek and Aramaic and Hebrew and Latin, to understand them better. And they've studied the Roman Empire, and scholars have dug
I
into
wonder
these
if it's
things.
a fucking
Many scholars spend their entire lives doing it. And the tragedy is that
like
so many
a
lay
executive
readers who would be
vehicle.
interested in knowing what experts have to say about it.
No, I got it.
don't-
That's there. It shouldn't be.
Don't know. They don't know what scholars say. And so my course is meant to be a course, an 8-lecture course that tries to present to lay people on their terms what scholars say about these books.
What would you say are the biggest differences in understanding how lay people, just common churchgoers, read the Gospels and the scholars?
I think there are several things. One is that the average churchgoer just assumes that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are all telling
Granger. I
the
don't know
same
where the
story.
fuck this thing
They
is.
might be slightly different
Oh, well.
versions of it.
We'll ride
but
around on my Sovereign
They're
if not.
basically, they're telling the same thing, and
Or maybe my baller.
and it's natural to read them that way because they're within the same book.
Weird.
And normally when you read a book, if you've got a book that has 27 chapters, like the book has, New Testament has 27 books. You read a book with 27 chapters, you don't expect chapter 2 to be radically different from chapter 1. If it's covering this similar material, it's got to be basically the same
All
point of
right.
view. And that's what you read the Bible. People read the Bible that way, of course. So, and part of it is that they'll read. People hardly ever read all of Matthew, then all of Mark, then all of Luke.
Well, let's see what it
But
let's see
even
what
if
it
they
brought
do,
me.
they
What did
just
it brought?
assume
What did
that
it
it's
bring
all,
me?
Saying the same thing. And what scholars realize is they're not all.
Oh, this is my cafe racer. Let's
And it
fucking
takes a certain way of
go.
reading them to understand that.
I love
it takes
this
a
piece
certain
of. I
way
never
of,
ride this thing. I love this
knowing
bike.
what these books are about and reading them as
Let's
distinct. So that's one really big
go.
thing. And once you start seeing how they're different, it's not just that there are contradictions in these books, which there are, or that they have, that they emphasize different themes, which they do. Part of the point is
Also, didn't I get myself a big ass?
I
got myself a monster truck.
It forces you to
I just
understand
forget what it's
Mark
called.
is trying to tell you, without pretending that he's saying the same thing John is saying. It makes a huge difference. It just opens up interpretation in ways that people would not realize. They would just never, ever, and they never do realize.
I love your enthusiasm about this, and I have an enthusiasm as well on wanting to understand these books. I was captivated like you as a fundamentalist, and then of course you're still in love with it, but in a different way. So if I may ask something I haven't heard anyone ask
you
before,
fucking Bible nerd. You're still in love with it, but in a different way.
Really shaped your
What a bunch of
understanding
nerds.
of the Gospels more
Let's
than
go shoot these
anyone else,
enemies, guys.
and
We got some
why
enemies out here.
were
We
they
need to
so
work on our
influential
aim.
to you?
I need to work on my aim. My aim is terrible.
Wow.
All right? Let's just
I've never
call
thought
it what
about
it is.
it.
Let's go
like
work on our
that.
aim. Actually, maybe we'll
You're
take
talking
our
about
shotgun.
understanding the Gospels as gospel, like as stories, rather
attack
than understanding
shotgun.
the Gospels as historical texts.
Combat shotgun, that one, yeah, that one.
And you're
Gotta get
referring
used to my
people
controls
who
again.
influence me
God, these
that
controls
other
feel so
people could
weird.
read.
I didn't realize how used to my controls I was till I changed them.
Yeah, boy, that's a very tough question because I've read so many thousands of books and articles on the Gospels that it's very
All right, we need to look for
difficult
loot.
to pick
Take out gang
three
members, guys.
that really
Fucking
changed
gang
my
members.
views. In some ways, my views.
Oh
of the
shit, I don't have
Gospels
snacks
a
though.
lot of it was formed in my graduate education with my graduate
Might be kind of
professors,
hard without snacks.
especially a man named David Adams, who completely revolutionized my understanding of the Gospels, but unfortunately never published a book on them. But he absolutely convinced me.
We
away from
are
being an
Bundy.
evangelical
I like
Christian who
Bundy
thought they all were
Vision.
saying the
Bundy
same
Vision
thing,
is.
to realizing
I was
that
gonna
they're
call
all
everything
different,
Bundy Network
from each other.
Television,
And so,
but Bundy Vision. We need a good network
so
name.
like Raymond Brown, major.
Also,
major
Flying Man
scholar,
Ministries, I
of the
think,
New
is
Testament,
maybe a good
had
network
major
name.
influence on
FMM.
my reading of them. George Werner Kummel, who wrote a standard introduction to the New
All right,
Testament, was
fuck that. Let's go get some
was
snacks.
A German scholar who had a major effect of my understanding.
I've been
of the
meaning to
Gospels, and
fill up on snacks for a
just,
while.
like, pick
That's how you
someone else.
renew your health in
There
the middle of a battle.
Many people who have written accounts of these four Gospels being.
We're just
different from
chilling,
each
having
other.
some
For
GTA
example,
time. You're rocking with the
influential book
wise
was
man of the Sacred Death Motorcycle
graduate
Club.
school was by a guy named Keith Nickel on the Synoptic Gospels. So,
Let's go to the story.
Sorry, I could list 100 names of influential, important scholars.
Thank you so much, Dr. Emery. I appreciate that. Look, this is more of a personal question, I guess, but do your ears perk up when someone says they're a fundamentalist or a Christian apologist while trying to make arguments about the Gospels? Like, are you anticipating them to typically make arguments to justify their faith more than using a historical critical method? Does that happen? Like, hey, if you know someone's an apologist and they're going to make arguments about the Gospels, do you tend to kind of have
Yeah, buddy, I don't like the fact that you're riding around here, not looking like you're in a motorcycle club. He's not in a motorcycle club. All right, I suck at
Well, no, the thing
shooting.
with a Christian apologist,
I didn't actually pull the
is
trigger.
that typically
I was just fucking
they don't
with
tell
him.
you something you don't know.
Just fucking with him because
you
he's a
haven't heard
square.
a lot, and so it's very rare for me to have a discussion with a Christian apologist who says something that other
Wait, I gotta
Christian
take my
apologists
gun
haven't
away.
said, or that I haven't. I mean, and so so that's my experience. Usually, what it means is if somebody says I'm an apologist and this is what I think about X, I almost invariably know what's coming. That doesn't mean I disrespect what's coming, or that I think I don't need to answer what's coming. But it's very, very little throws you for a loop. Whereas if you're dealing with a scholar who is a historical scholar who's written an article on a new aspect of the gospel.
Wait, I wasn't even trying to hurt him. Oh, now I gotta kill him.
And so it's a very different thing, reading historical scholarship from reading
I didn't even wait for him to get the money, y'all.
So this
didn't even wait.
Blunt question.
Whoops, gotta go.
And you go into this in your courses, so make sure you sign up because this is all going to be exhaustively dealt with through the courses. Were any of the four Gospels written by Jesus's direct disciples?
Short answer, no. In my
Oh,
judgment,
guys,
which is the judgment of most historical
whoa,
scholars,
hang on, guys.
your apologists.
I know you guys all know this stuff because you're advanced, but man, this one really hurts for the theist. You know, that one really hurts, Bart. Let's hear it again.
Courses, so make sure you sign up because this is all going to be exhaustively dealt with through the courses. Were any of the 4 Gospels written by Jesus's direct disciples?
Oh, escapes 3
answer,
stars
no.
like it's
In
nothing.
my judgment, which is the judgment of most historical scholars. Your
Wow.
apologists,
Y'all don't know how to live that
who disagree,
gangster life out here
but
like
the
I do.
historical evidence indicates almost certainly not.
Almost
I have another course on
certainly
this, by the
not.
way, that people can see. It's on bartherman.com. It's
All right,
called,
let's go.
Did Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John write Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? And it takes a while for me to demonstrate that, in fact, there are very, very good reasons for knowing, really, almost virtually knowing that these were not written by Jesus' disciples. They don't claim to be. None of the Gospels claims to be
Actually,
written
no,
by
we
one of
can do.
Jesus'
Let's go to the auto
personal
shop. We can do
followers.
fun shit at the auto
Gospels are
shop
written
solo. That's
in
fun.
high level,
Trying to make some
very
money while we're out
educated
here, guys. Just grinding, just hanging out a little
literary
bit.
by people
Do some
who
business shit.
Advanced Greek education. Jesus' closest disciples in the New Testament are lower class peasants from Galilee who speak Aramaic, don't even know Greek.
Wow.
John, for example, in the book of Acts, is John.
What a revelation.
Illiterate. And so the idea that they...
I'm corny like that.
How did they learn highly literate Greek? They didn't have adult education in the ancient world. To learn how to compose books took years of training, and it started when you were a young child. And so none of the disciples had that. So that's just some of my reasoning, but it takes an entire course to explain it. They can check it out on my website.
So this one also is going to get covered, I'm sure, but are there any of the Gospels that are direct eyewitness accounts or literally based on eyewitness testimony as far as you're concerned?
I think, well, none claim to be. None of the 4 claim to be. There are Gospels outside the New Testament that claim to be. The Gospel of Peter claims to be written by Peter. The Gospel of Thomas claims to be written by Thomas, et cetera, et cetera. So there are later Gospels that claim to be, but none of the New Testament Gospels do. And none of the Gospels we have come from an eyewitness. No.
That leads me to ask, did any of these authors really care about what really happened, or would they kind of make stuff up about Jesus for other reasons?
I don't think that's an either or question. I don't think it's either they made it all up or it's all historically accurate. I think it's like most historical sources. The Gospels contain historically reliable information, and they contain information that's legendary. There's both fact and fiction, if you want to put it like that, in the Gospels. But it doesn't mean that the Gospel writers are making it up. The Gospel writers almost certainly have acquired their information from other sources. We know, for example, that Matthew copied most of the Gospel of Mark into his. 93% of Mark's Gospel is replicated
450,000.
and so he has a source of information.
This is a dope car, though. I actually really like this.
Most people who have sources of information, whether the sources are written or oral, if they repeat the story, they tend to repeat them because they think they're reliable. And so my sense is that the Gospel authors believe that what they recounted is probably what happened. That doesn't mean that they're right. Just like today, if you hear a rumor, just because somebody says it and they think it's true, it doesn't mean it's true. You need to check it out. We're an urban legend or whatever. And so, I don't think it's an either or. I do think the Gospel writers thought that what they wrote, I think, I don't know. Of course, we don't know what they thought. It's hard enough to figure out what they wrote. You can't get into their heads. And so there's no way to know. But my guess is they probably thought, yeah, this is what happened.
Very interesting. Can we understand the non-canonical Gospels telling us something important about the canonical ones? As far as the genre is concerned, does that kind of literature kind of reflect on the canonical ones? And to follow into that, if I may, can we actually trust the canonical ones to give us more reliable information about the historical Jesus rather than non-canonical?
Yeah, these are good questions. And I'll deal with the second one first. The reason for thinking that the canonical Gospels have more reliable information largely has to do with their date and their sources. The canonical Gospels probably date from 40 to 70 or 80. I'm sorry, from 40. Right. Let me get my date straight in my head. From 40 to 60 or 65 years after Jesus' death. They are by far our earliest. Our gospel writers, the New Testament gospel writers, would not have known eyewitnesses, probably, but they would have had sources of information that had been floating around for some decades, some oral and some written, and some of that probably is historical. Once you get outside the New Testament, once you get, say, to the Gospel of Peter, now you're talking to a book that's written like 90 years, 100 years later. Once you get to, some of these later, most of the later Gospels are from the 3rd, 4th, 5th centuries. And so what's the likelihood that they have reliable information that wasn't already spread about in the canonical Gospel? So it's largely a matter of date and the available sources at the time. It makes the new canonical Gospels different in a sense, but they're not different as a group per se. I mean, each one of them is different. And Mark is in a very different situation from John. I mean, Mark is probably 25 years earlier. And so, that's 25 years. And so there are differences within them. One of the values of the non-canonical
Gospels let's deliver this shit.
That you mentioned. When you realize that there are other Gospels, it makes you realize that the four are not just a thing unto themselves. There were lots of people telling and writing about Jesus. That happened before our canonical Gospels. We know that because we think we know it because Luke says so. In the Gospel of Luke, in chapter 1, the first several verses, Luke says that many people have undertaken to write an account of the life of Jesus. And he says that these accounts are based on what the eyewitnesses originally said and then what ministers of the word said afterwards. And so these are stories that have been passed on first by eyewitnesses, then by people who were leaders of churches preaching sermons and whatnot, ministers of the word, and then people wrote them down. And he says many people did. So lots of people are writing down stories and telling stories. And the fact that we have these other Gospels, we have about 40 from the early centuries.
Bart Herman on the radio.
Some of them complete, but most of them just partial fragments that have been discovered. Which are the people writing accounts of the life of Jesus. Our Gospels of the New Testament are 4 of those accounts. They're not like a group. When Matthew wrote, he wasn't planning on his book being put into a collection with Mark, Luke, and John so that you would read them as one book. He was writing his own book, as was whoever wrote the Gospel of Peter, as was whoever wrote the Gospel of Judas, as was, etc., for all 45 or so of them. And so knowing these other Gospels shows us what's going on in early Christianity is that people are telling stories about Jesus and writing stories about Jesus in light of what they already think and believe about Jesus. And what they think and believe about Jesus has changed how they remember his life. Every Gospel is like that. It's very clear with the non-canonical Gospels, but then it's the same thing with the canonical Gospels. It's true of Mark and Luke and John and Matthew as well. These are accounts by people who have heard stories and have molded them in light of what they personally think and believe.
I have recently interviewed a scholar, Robin Faith Walsh. I don't know if you've heard
that was
of her.
A great interview.
Yeah. And her book is an interesting one that's arguing that it seems highly sophisticated, at least in the Greco-Roman literary culture. The origins of the Gospels may have been written by elites competing to write different accounts. She doesn't discredit the idea that there are communities behind these, but kind of like the Satyricon, it seems to be riffing off of like Peter and the cock crowing on the third, the cock crows thrice, things like that. And there's interesting ideas there where the literary corpus of what we see in the Gospels and stuff might be competitive with each other. Could that account for why Matthew's like, you know what, I like Mark, but I don't like Mark. I'm going to fix this and write a better quote unquote gospel.
A better
version. Are you aware of her
version.
thesis, or do you have any opinions on this?
Yeah, no, it's being a widely read book right now, and I think she's a very smart person. And the way you summarized it just now is absolutely right. I mean, Luke tells us that. Luke tells us that everybody else has written an account. Now he wants to write an accurate one, and that's particularly interesting because one of his sources appears to have been the Gospel of Mark, which by implication suggests that he doesn't think
I know. I hooked it up. There you go. Brought it over myself.
So she's taking this to a different level
Just
because she has taught.
a little personal touch
well-versed
there.
in what was happening when literary elite
Definitely drove it like a very
and
responsible
I think that she's
person.
Right. These gospel writers are Christian literary elite. Which is one reason, by the way, they were not disciples. They're literary elite. They're not elite in the sense that Petronicus was, who wrote, the Satyricon. I mean, he's like, he's right up there, like the top, half of 1%. He's way up. And the Gospel writers are not that high, but they're far above the normal human being at the time. And so it's an interesting idea, and part of it, it depends how you want to understand the relationship of these four Gospels. It's clear that Matthew and Luke used Mark. Is Luke competing with Matthew?
What is with all these people being busy?
If he knows Matthew,
Simeon. We can get cards from Simeon.
Now, although I'm not convinced by yet.
I kind of want to do
the. And I'm not convinced by that either, but it might be right. And if so, then I think in every case that the way you summarized it is probably right. Each one is writing their account because they have a better way of doing it.
You got to do the bounty
Otherwise,
hunting.
they wouldn't write their own account. They would write, they would write a,
Oh, there's another card. We can go do a card.
I think at the very least, one would say they know of Mark or something, at least of one account, even if you want to say Luke didn't know Matthew, but he definitely knew Mark or whatever. It's interesting to see how that plays out. But one interesting thing I've heard you say, and I wonder if this is just because consensus for the longest time placed Luke Acts in the 80s. I think you said 85 is where you usually would put that. Richard Purvo in his commentary on Luke Acts, and then, of course, Steve Mason, he wrote a really interesting thing that I was kind of blown away with that looks like Acts knows of Josephus's writings in 93. Would you possibly push Luke Acts to at least post 93 AD, maybe even later?
So that is a move among scholars to date Acts later because of its what many people think shows a connection with the writings of Josephus. Purvo was a scholar of Acts, and Mason is a scholar of Josephus, and so that's a strong combination. I've yet to be convinced by that argument, but because I think it's very, very difficult to show dependence of one author on another. I think I consider it a high bar. And to date it in the 120s would suggest that what seem to be quotations in possibly earlier writings, what looks like
Anybody didn't scroll down
are not actually quotations of Luke. And so you get some of the church fathers, for example, who may know Luke before 120, but I have no particular problem with it. If I become convinced, I become convinced. It doesn't change that much for me if Acts is written in the 120s. I would say that if it is, I do think Luke was written by the same author, so we put both Luke and Acts after the end of the first century. I already think the Second Peter was after the first century, and I have no qualms with thinking that Luke Acts was. It would change some things in that it would actually make
is this my other one?
Acts less.
I literally forgot I owned this
in many ways, and make Luke problematic for other ways, but I have no principled objection to it.
Bart, I have one more thing, and this gets into the Jerry Springer in the world of online YouTube. There is a clip that you particularly were mentioned on with Lydia and Tim McGrew on a YouTube channel called Testify. And if I may play just a snippet to give you a taste of the conversation, this is in regards to their whole
no, I don't want to
they
go
talk
to
about undesigned coincidences, and here we go.
Right now, Bart clearly got caught completely without even having looked at undesigned coincidences, and so he naturally misrepresents the argument. Again, he's a master at this. But what Lydia said when she was set this up, she said this word casual, right? these things are casual connections. That's actually the strength of the case. It's not two authors saying more or less the same thing in a similar set of words. That's exactly not what we're talking about. And so this is all beside the point. And of course, Bart loves to argue.
Why do these guys love to just take down Bart Ehrman? I mean, damn, it's crazy.
Some topic,
like they're literally like, yeah, I'm definitely better than Bart Ehrman at this biblical scholar thing.
Okay, there you have it, Bart. What do you think about Tim and Lydia McCrew's maximal case for the resurrection? They're not even willing to go with Gary Habermas and go with the other apologists who say, well, we're going to make a minimal facts, but they say if you concede that little bit, you almost give it all up. So they have to die on the hill of making a maximal case.
In terms of the maximal facts?
Yes.
I have to say, I wasn't quite sure what his critique of me was. It'd be nice if there was some substance to it. Okay, so it sounded more like an ad hominem attack than like. So it would have been nice if he talked about some data.
Oh God, why do I keep pressing the wrong button?
I prefer talking about data. And the same thing with maximalist facts. It's fine to accumulate maximalist facts. Sure, that's great. You have to establish each one as being probable, highly probable. And so, of course, the total maximalist fact approach is to say that everything the gospel says is true. Okay, that's the maximum. You got everything now. And so the only way to proceed in a debate like that is for them to mention one of their maximalist facts and let historians evaluate it. They probably know that both with their with those casual coincidences that he's talking about and his maximalist facts is that they simply aren't they're not convincing to the
anyone who isn't
to most
already
scholars.
believer.
I understand they've got this kind of apologetic thing going, and they're trying to convince people who are not scholars. But how many bona fide scholars of the New Testament have they convinced by any of this? And if they, the only way to be convincing is to marshal data and talk about it. So if you happen to know what some of those maximalist facts are, I'm happy to address them.
Where are these guys?
I actually do not want to get into
where are these
all
supposed
those details.
enemies
I just
at?
figure I'd mention this in particular because this is the ongoing dispute. They're picking apart Mike Licona and Gary Habermas and the minimal facts guys who are trying to make the case, and they're going, quit giving the skeptics an inch. They're going to take a mile. And it seems like they're trying to say, no, it's all maximalist, even though we wouldn't want to put them in the camp of inerrancy or trying to pretend there aren't contradictions. They'll say, yeah, there are some, but they're not even important, or they try to downplay the importance of these things. From the arguments I've heard, it seems like they're still trying to, once again, this is true, and everybody should know this is true.
Oh.
So what I would say is that it's,
out of control.
You should decide whether you want to be a maximalist or a minimalist. What you have to decide is what would be when Habermas or these others come up with their minimalist things.
Their damn names.
What they're talking about
names are so annoying.
Are points that most historians agree on, and there's a kind of a leverage there because they say, look, even people who don't believe in the resurrection would agree on this. And then once they get there, then they can start mounting their argument based on those minimal facts. If you take a different approach and you want to increase that number, that's absolutely fine. But then you're not going to be able to have that leverage because you're going to be making points that not everybody's going to agree with. And so you don't have that leverage anymore. And so it's fine if they want to take that approach.
Well, we really should be having these rookies get our bikes washed.
Any argument. You look at the data and you analyze it. And so, yeah, that's what I would suggest they do.
I suggest the audience goes and signs up for this course on the Gospels. I think they're going to learn a thing or two. Can you plug it real quick from your own words? Like, why is this so important?
Well, the Gospels,
look at that fucking stain.
I often say the Bible is the most widely read and revered book in our civilization, and the Gospels are the most widely read and revered books in the Bible. Billions of people read them and believe them. Scholars read them, and scholars study them based on pretty advanced methods that scholars have to learn: ancient languages, Greek and Hebrew and Latin and Aramaic and so on, and they have to learn literary methods of analysis, Roman culture and Roman history. They spend their lives studying these things, but the results of scholarship are rarely known among lay readers. And it's too bad, because these scholars, they're not just people who are trying to trash the Gospels. Most of them are believing scholars who are believing Christians. Some of us are not, but we all are interested in approaching the Gospels historically. And understanding the Gospels from the perspective of this kind of scholarship opens up their meaning. It shows you what they really are all about. And so it's a real shame that most people don't know what it is the scholars say. So this course is eight lectures, trying to show at a layperson's level what it is scholars have discovered about these Gospels that can be helpful for understanding them, whether somebody is a Christian or a non-Christian, or is just interested in history or culturally interested in. Knowing about this material is really important, and that's what this set of lectures is designed to do.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Ehrman, and never forget, ladies and gentlemen, we are Myth
Vision. Folks, what an unreal day it has been, you know? And so before we get on out of here, we got a question for you. Did you enjoy the stream tonight? 'Cause if you did, you ought to praise the flying man. Woo! Yeah, Sam. We taking over the internet. You can be a non-believer. Jewish space laser's a non-believer. The sexy girl in this picture's a non-believer. You can be a non-believer. You can be a non-believer. Way over there in the balcony, you can be a non-believer. People watching this 3 years from now after we blow up, you can be a non-believer. Woo! I feel the spirit of doubt in this place. Amen. Hallelujah. Folks, it's been a fun one. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'll be back with Cliff. We'll be reacting to the full video of Gutsick Gibbon making a video about me. Unbelievable stuff. Shout outs to the Biome Institute, the Biology and Mathematics Educators Institute. Shout out to my advisors, and special thanks to all my viewers, all the mods, the wonderful, wonderful mods and ushers we have here at the Cult of the Flying Man. Thank you guys so much. In the name of the Darwin, the Dawkins, and the Christopher Hitchens, science bless you all. Poof.
She got that sweet juice, Minute Maid, some of out that lemonade. Take a sip, blowing purple clouds, taste like lemon haze. Conversations back and forth like damn, we could go on for days. Looking back at it like damn, she bad when she walk away. Here we go, been down this road, they already know. When we go on tour, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. People talk about us like they understand just what this is. I just wanna give you all you want and then to double it. They all say I'm way too